All right. Before we go any further, I need everybody to acknowledge that anime isn't real and that this is a work of fiction. We've all got to be on the same page here or nothing can go forward. I cannot legally stream this game unless we all agree this is a work of fiction and that anime isn't real. What if real life was anime? We'd probably be happier. This is a documentary. Yep. How's it going, Poncho? How's it going, Gremlins? How's it going, a Flat Cap? I can't watch because I need to play this myself someday, but I hope you have a good time. Is it going to be Saturday tomorrow, Cap? You can let me know ahead of time. I thought I'd just ask here. I'll agree, this is a work of fiction. I don't know about that second part, though. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Of the devil. Goodness gracious! Yes, it is. How's it going? Tingu Gemini. Hope you're doing well. All right. So I gotta say up front, I got to, just so you know that my opinions on this game are null and void. I was provided with a key for episode 1 by the developer. Just so everybody knows that, I am a sellout. I am a shill. I also gifted this game twice, though, so I think I probably evened it out, right? I think that's probably okay. I think that's enough to buy myself a little bit of credibility back and say, oh, come on, I got some skin in the game. Did they spruce up the art a bit since the demo? Yeah, I think that some things have kind of been spruced up a bit. I replayed episode 0 a couple of days ago just to kind of look, and it seemed like some things were kind of tightened up a little bit here and there. There were some interesting changes that I think are actually really good and kind of make some of the gameplay stuff a little more cohesive, kind of comes together a little more. You're advancing your career. Yeah, I got you. It's okay. I'll do stream duty for you tomorrow, Cap. Everybody can just come to my stream in the middle of a story that they're not invested in. When my friend's game releases, I'm gonna shill this shit so hard I'll probably buy people copies so I understand. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, go ahead and shill it now. If there's a link or something, just drop it in the chat. We're all about spreading that love around these parts. But yeah, provided with a copy of the game. I also, if you have not played episode 0, I will be speaking pretty openly and candidly about the events that take place in episode 0, and I'm pretty sure that the game itself is going to make direct references to episode 0. Mostly the big twist, which I'm not going to say what it is right now, just so, you know, if anybody wants to duck out of the video or the stream, they don't have to, you know, get caught up in all that. But yeah, there will be explicit referencing of episode 0. Nobody's getting provided with free deviled eggs to expect. Yeah, man. Gosh, though, no, the price of eggs is okay now. Remember, they used to be $26 a carton under Joe Biden. Spoiler, this is a sequel to Killer 7. I mean, it kind of has a vibe. I mean, I feel like there's a similarly oppressive vibe to Killer 7. Don't tell Jetstorm, though. Jetstorm will never look at this game again. If you tell him anything, it's like, oh, no. Joke's on you, I don't eat eggs. Not often. Yeah, I don't really eat eggs a lot because they have a 50-50 shot of making me very ill. And I just, you know, I don't make a lot of things with eggs anymore, so it's not really affected me all that much. But yeah, is what it is. But all right, so we will not be trying to stream the entirety of this game in one go in the same way that we did episode 0, because the press kit that I was given said this is a chonky boy. I don't believe that was the exact terminology that the press kit used. chonky boy. But I am going to recommend that the next time they want to tell everybody that their game's long, that they use chonky boy verbiage. I think that that's a good way to kind of emphasize. 8-hour stream. Yeah, that ain't happening. Nah, we're probably gonna do my usual 2.5, maybe 3 if I'm still feeling it, because I am very, very, very excited for this game. This is one of my most anticipated releases of the year. So, like, I have been waiting with bated breath since I finished Of the Devil Episode 0 to get my grubby little plushy nubs on this. So Trez Pit will self-destruct after 3 hours of gameplay. How's it going, Rainiac? The irony is that poaching Greenland will not reduce the cost of eggs. It's the only time I'll get political tonight. It's okay. I say political stuff in my Let's Plays and streams all the time. And somebody was like, you know, a lot more people would watch your streams and videos if you didn't bring up your shitty political opinions every now and again. I was like, well, that's great if you don't want to watch anymore. You are exactly the kind of person I'm looking to run off. So, yeah. I've got that woke mind virus. You know what it's like. Yeah, it can get exhausting for people to hear it all the time. Yeah, like, I'm not going to sit here and talk about politics all the time. I obviously want to be away from it as much as possible myself. Like, I'm not paying attention to news at all. I am on just a blackout right now, my guy. Political question. How do you type with plushie nubs? The same way that I fish with boxing gloves. If you can put that together in your mind, that's a real fun image. Let's get political. I think things are less than ideal, and I appreciate streamers for putting out positive energy. So thanks. That's a pretty good political opinion. I'm going to get some boxing gloves for my model. I think I deserve them. All right. Who's ready to lawyer? Are we all ready to lawyer? I've sit here and dilly-dally long enough. I'm excited. I want to go. I need to play this goddamn video game. I want to get political. Let's get political. Political. I want to get political. You can borrow my gloves, the green ones from Little Mac cosplay. Phoenix right to hell. Yeah, that's a good, that's what they should call it in Europe. All right, so we are starting a new case. We get wishlist episode 2. Okay, I'll do that later. Everybody go wishlist episode 2 if you can. I'm not gonna click this button right now because I just don't want to lose focus on the game because sometimes that messes up game captures sometime. And here we go. You can choose to play episode 1 in high roller mode. Hold on. Yeah, let's bring that up. I like a little. Oh yeah, did you see my cute phone charm, by the way? Do you like my phone charm? You have a very limited time to still get this. If you play and finish the Of the Devil episode 0 demo, which will be disappearing in a couple of days. The demo is going to go away and then you'll have to download and play episode 0 in the full game, which is still free, but you have to buy the episode 1 DLC. But yeah, if you finish episode 0 and you bring that save over, you carry in your, you can bring in your phone charms and you get a free one. This is a very cute. Let's, okay, so we raise, yeah, okay, text reveal speeds up. Okay, you can play it in high roller mode. In high roller mode, you are limited to 1 save slot and you won't be able to reload your saves while inside the courtroom. Quick saving and auto saves will be disabled as well. The minimum ante for hands will be increased, and the minimum and maximum penalties for answering incorrectly during trial gameplay will be increased. But the maximum ante will be increased as well, allowing you to earn the largest possible high score for credit in this episode. Completing this episode in high roller mode will also unlock an exclusive phone charm that can't be earned any other way. You can turn high roller mode off at any time in the settings, but in order to turn it back on, you would have to restart the episode. High roller mode is intended to encourage risk-taking and discourage save scumming. Consider enabling it if you want to pursue the mystery like a true gambler. So since I'm streaming this and I kind of like always like to be able to bail, like when I'm kind of feeling like, all right, I want to bail. It sounds like they kind of limit when you can and can't save. So I'm probably going to just play on standard if that's okay with everybody. Like I know that like watching me flail around, I'm not going to save scum anyway. I just kind of want to be able to still save wherever I want. I feel like it's telling me you can only save at certain points, and that's kind of worrying if I get into a point where I kind of like I need to be able to bop out. So you know who really wants to bail? Hey, farmers. I love this art though. The high roller card art. It's really good. Goddamn Bug. Bug is just cooking. Like, goddamn. All right, we're gonna go standard. You pick standard. Enjoy the mystery, you gigantic pussy. I feel like that was just implied. Disable tutorials, you can turn them back on in the settings. I will leave the tutorials on for anybody that doesn't know what's going on. And when I replayed episode 0, I ran into a really bad bug with tutorials disabled. And I don't know if that bug's still there or not. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep the tutorials enabled. So is it the demo you need to beat for the phone charm, or the episode 0 is the demo? It's just of the devil episode 0 demo. Like the entirety of episode 0 is the demo. Listen, I wanted to thank you for coming over. Figures you'd notice. Anyone could tell something's bothering you. You're the first person to say anything. What happened? The police came to see me. In public? No. They wanted to be considerate of my privacy. Well, that's a first. They wanted to talk to me about the other week. About my whereabouts. And yours. I told them I didn't know anything. They must have loved that. Funny. What would you have done? In your shoes? Probably cursed them out? Yeah, I can see that. Is there anything you want to ask me? No. Not even for a favor in return? No favors lost between friends, I say. That sounds like a toast. Why not? To friends. I'll raise a glass to that. All right, we're already getting drunk, everybody. Oh, hello. Glass him! Vandalism detected. Incident logged. Recorded at 8:55 a.m. local time. Geopositional data encoded. If I could have all citizens in the area... Fuck off, copper! Visuals impaired, facial recognition compromised. Pinging nearby opt-ins for corroborating evidence. Hey, he's lighting up every phone on the block. We need to go now, or what? He'll use his outdoor voice? Or he'll have us pinned down, or he'll have us pinned down to our dental records before you can say we're fucked. Hello. Hi, Morgan. How you doing? Morning, Officer Leo. You look different today. Hey! Look at this guy. I like the glowing on his visor. That's a really cool effect. You do something new with your uniform? Good morning to you, Morgan citizen. To answer your question, no, I have not undergone any recent retrofitting. Oh, we get profiles again. All right, so what do we got? Any of this change? All right, so we're not hiding anything at this point. Her occupation is no longer criminal defense attorney. She is a criminal, defense attorney. She likes trigonometry, rooftops, and bonfires. She dislikes sunburned baths and karaoke. Exercises by swimming. Her hidden talent is baking. Body count? You cannot ask someone that! Oh, I love her. She is such a great design. If you'd like a more detailed record of my maintenance history, you can make a request for... I've got it. Must be the new coat of paint. You're referring to the act of vandalization that just took place. Only the most recent one. Super Cop over here has a new dent every time I see him. Scars honorably earned in the line of duty, scanning the street for jaywalkers and loiterers. Don't worry, ma'am. A report has been filed and the police are working to resolve the situation. Ooh. He got that Danganronpa blood. Civil disobedience at this time of day? What's the word? What's the world coming to? They're just stragglers, ma'am. There was a period of unrest in the area last night. Unlicensed protesting and demonstrating without a permit. Well, I hope you threw the book at him. The disturbance was handled, but individual resistances of volatility may occur during the next 48 hours as we work to apprehend outside actors. Thanks for the forecast. So, does the bleeding stop on its own? Androids don't have blood, ma'am. This is just a leakage of oxidizing fluid. My mistake. So you don't need a bandage, I take it? The leakage will dry shortly. You know, man, I could probably help you with that. I'm sure she's got a bandage somewhere. With that conversation thoroughly exhausted, I let my mind wander as I wait for the signal to cross. I unfocus my eyes and dull my hearing, sinking beneath the hum of the city street, and fading through the lives bustling around me like so much sea foam. Across the way, a large man with worn hands and an ill-fitting belt turns to a gorilla-like hulk of a machine and cuffs his hands in front of his mouth. Yo, 61! The machine halts his lifting with an uncanny precision and turns to him. We're going on break! The robot tilts its head to the side. You can't work the plier without Schwinn up on the roof, so... I don't know, take a load off, will ya? Understood, came the over-enunciated reply. The man, already walking away, tosses a dismissive wave behind him. Yeah, understood. A moment after the man turns the corner, the robot attempts to mimic the hand wave to no one in particular. Goddamn coppers on every street corner. Copper is a derogatory word for automated dependents, particularly ones licensed by or operating under the authority of the state. Interested parties in the automated dependent industries have, on one or more occasions, lobbied for copper and other terms like it, clanker, chrome dome, microchip breath, sick, to be classified as hate speech, arguing that anti-mechanical sentiment constitutes an expression of prejudice. Were it considered a form of hate speech, incidents of destruction of corporate property where such terms were used in prior communications would qualify for additional severity and higher fines paid toward damaged property. Under all but the most radical interpretations of hate speech law, however, prejudice can only be directed towards sentient living things, people, animals, or Oh, Jesus Christ! Ah! To give you an idea of what the vibe this game's going for, if you feel that a corporation you know has been a victim of a hate crime, you can report it at our confidential portal here. Cops have thin skin even when they're androids. At a bus stop, or what used to be a bus stop, now a charging station, a passionate young man voices his democratic opinion loud enough for the whole street to hear. They declared martial law when I wasn't looking! The small woman beside him, trying hard to appear even smaller, shifts in her seat. Well, they're just doing their job, so... Bots don't have jobs, except the ones they stole from us. Notice how they don't patrol nearly so heavy in Uptown, even on the worst days? His audience, captivated by a virtue of sharing the same charging pole as him, shuffles, coughs, and stares even harder at their phones. The woman looks at her knees and pulls her shirt. You're kind of embarrassing me right now. He makes a vague gesture with his hand to indicate he's stepped off his soapbox and shoulders everyone around him to relax a centimeter. Oh, now that's just... As a woman with exhaustion in her eyes sighs, a hologram floating above her chroma-plated palm, while round and smooth looking android pushes a carriage behind her. What do we got up here? Mods. Body modification, aka mods, are a term that may refer to cybernetic prosthetics, artificial implants, neural enhancements, and any combination of the above. While body modifications have been seen throughout history and across a wide range of cultures, the modern body modification movement is differentiated by a shift from intrinsic factors, expression of identity, to extrinsic motivators, job opportunities, technological benefits, improvements in physical and or mental stability. Historically, mods have been classified based on which section of the user's spinal cord the interacting occurs at, thoracic, lumbar, or cervical. But this system does not account for mods which interact directly with the human brain. The increased prevalence of so-called above-the-neck modding in recent years has led to several corporations and medical organizations proposing their own new classification systems, but so far none have gained much traction. Users also frequently search for, can you return mods? Can you undo mod surgery? Best reviewed neural implants 2086. Hello, Rune! How's it going? We're just getting started here. Like I'll tell everybody, I am going to be talking candidly about the events that happened in Of the Devil Episode 0, and the game will probably bring them up as well. You know, so if you've not played, just a fair warning on that. Ellen, walk around the block. Get her some air, would you? Apparently this call can't wait, and it's louder than a garbage disposal out here. Of course, ma'am, I'd be glad to. The android punctuates its sentence with a sound halfway between a whir and a purr, which, judging by the coos and giggles coming from the child, seems to have been well received. Robots, holograms, androids, drones, coppers if you prefer. Can't so much as sneeze in this city without a dozen different ads offering you a handkerchief. Abbreviated as AD and referred to in common conversation as AD or ADS, automated dependent is a catch-all term encompassing robots, intelligent programs, interactive holograms, and androids. ADS are present both digitally and physically in every industry and nation on the planet, assisting in everything from data management to physical labor. In the mid-21st century, lobbyists pushed through new tax classifications to define intelligent machines that were neither salaried employees nor mere equipment. Because it afforded tax breaks and lighter tariffs, the term became so commonly used that it spread to all branches of the robotics industry, from which point it began to penetrate into everyday speech and pop culture. Some sociologists argue the term owes its popularity not simply to its brevity or prevalence, but its ability to draw a distinction between commonplace robots, androids, smart UIs, and the intentionally illegal artificial intelligences. Searching for this term may incur an account flag. Read more about how we cooperate with authorities to combat disinformation. This game, based on what you've seen so far, yeah, this game is really good. Like I said, I have been looking forward to Of the Devil Episode 1 for almost a year now, and I'm so excited. And again, that's going to be a lot of this game is looking at articles and definitions of things. This game is very procedural. It's very into world building, and I love that. Like, it's very, like, this tickles all of the Ghost in the Shell stuff in my brain. Like, I love the intricacy of how they've built this world. So I just eat all this shit up. So I apologize if me stopping to read all of like the articles and the terms and stuff isn't as exciting for everybody, but this is how I choose to enjoy this game, and these are the things that I like most about it. I mean, on top of the, you know, amazing characters and amazing presentation and all that. There's a vocal minority that think they're the downfall of civilization, but for everyone else, you're too kind, ma'am. Thank you for your concern. It's hard to hate them when they're so eager to please. Crosswalk's giving me the okay. Keep us safe, yeah? Have a good day, Morgan citizen. It's a bright, crisp morning in the city. Lights changing and people moving and into click-clacking harmony, all smooth as clockwork. Were I in a worse mood, it would all be a bit much. But I went out last night. But I went out last night, so I'm feeling pretty refreshed this morning. What was that? What was that about? As I reach the outer end of the street, I pivot and I give Automated Dependent Assistant Officer L30 my best impression of a salute. Yeah, that's probably fine. Thank you for your service. And of course, he creaks out a mirrored response. No sense of sarcasm, the poor bastards. But I didn't come all this way downtown to poke fun at the only happily employed class in human history. Nope, I came down here to make an important purchase. Today, I'm gonna buy a gun! Okay! Guess she needs a new one after, I guess she needs a new one after that last episode. Of the Devil, Episode 1. An Idle Mind. I think the saying is, an idle mind is the devil's workshop, I think? Or an idle mind is the devil's playground, or something like that. You didn't wish list it, you bought it. Good on you! Look at me, I'm doing my job. I'm good at promotion, and Circle, you see, I got one to buy it right on stream. I do think I'm interested enough to bail at this point. All right, Rune, thanks so much for stopping by, though. If you're still going when we wrap up here, I think you're streaming tonight, aren't you? Or did I read that wrong? I thought you were streaming tonight. Maybe? I don't know. I saw somebody was starting the stream at 7:30 tonight, and I thought it was you, but I probably read it wrong. Oh, no stream tonight? All right, gotcha. Well, hey, thanks for stopping by anyway. Say hi to Alex for me. No staff around? But all the lights are on. Should I have knocked? Hello! Sup? Desk personality setting 6. The cool one. Let me know if I can help you with anything. I've probably forgotten more about firearms than you're programmed to remember. I bet you can. I recently acquired a license to carry concealed. Nice! Are you in law enforcement? Do you shoot for sport? Business or pleasure? Neither. May I ask what you're looking to carry concealed, ma'am? Or why you're looking to concealed, ma'am? Why you're looking to carry concealed, ma'am? Oh, you know. Assault with a deadly weapon, cruel intent, that kind of thing. Some of my clients live in very rough neighborhoods. Even in broad daylight, coming down to the lower wards for house visits can be, I see. You're a lawyer. So I guess you'd say I'm in the market for self-defense. We have a wide selection of options for self-defense in a variety of sizes and calibers with spread and PA fire options available. My bad, PA stands for pseudo-automatic. I know. But for concealed, it would have to at least be small enough to... This would go a lot faster if I just tell the desk what I want. You know what? We're trying to keep a cover. I think that she would just like. I'm thinking like if I am Morgan, I'm just like, you know what? I got time for this. I've got time to be procedural. Been walking in here and asking for a very specific model. Asking for a very specific model is gun nut behavior. I'm not trying to stand out. Some of the ones I test fired at the range left my shoulders sore for days. Do you have anything more discreet? Right, no problem. Electromagnetic pulse models feature minimal kickback with the highest accuracy. One targeted pulse of electricity can disable attackers at medium to short range, non-lethally and quietly. Sure, they're plenty quiet, but they also have piss-poor range, and even sustained fire won't do shit to any modder with insulation less than a few years old. Glorified tasers, barely suitable as party favors for anxiety-stricken college kids. Well, hopefully not too quiet. I'd want someone to come running to my rescue. Of course. Would you like to take a look at our mag rails? Bullseye. We're proud to offer a number of models that utilize the latest in miniaturized ultra-capacity batteries to generate a Lorentz force, which slings a slug fast enough to miss a limb at over 30 meters. Brumos! How's it going? We're playing a visual novel. I'm reading out loud. I'm doing the best part of school that everybody loved when you were called to read out loud. Mist slang, a slang term meaning to shoot or to kill that originates from the bloody spray produced when a modern firearms projectile makes contact with living tissue. E.g., a gun that size could mist a crowd from 100 meters even if you weren't aiming. Got your gun nut ready? You're a lot better at reading than the kids at school. Yeah, I'd totally beat those kids' asses at reading. Fucking dummies. And it's safe? Of course, ma'am. My bad. 2-factor safeties with GPS and emergency services sync. It won't go off unless you want it to, and someone will definitely come running. All those convenient safety features make it incredibly easy for the police, or anyone who can dupe their tool set, to lock you out of your own gun with the flip of a switch. You couldn't walk a piece like that down a single uptown street without passing through 9 or 10 no-fire zones. They're the very worst, most worthless kind of weapon a criminal could buy. Sounds perfect! How do we get started? Why does it feel like every desk I run into has to be such a character? Mercifully, it's tucked itself away while the fabricators get the gun tagged. I've got time to kill, so is there anything worth checking out around the shop? Yo, we're gonna get to look around more. Nice. We got, we gotta read. Hate these kind of screens. Gotta look at them with your nose turned up or else they start eye tracking. Next thing you know, they're saying hello or on a first name basis. But I've got practice with this sort of thing. I can skim the headlines at least. Why the 12-6 work week gives us much more free time than ever. I'm 14 and I tried dating a smart UI. It made me the happiest I've ever been. How term limits are anti-demo. Why is every visual novel I play recently so damn... Oh, so relevant. Even Arcadia Fallen was just like, oh, here's a bunch of stuff that's really, really prescient in 2025. Woof. Yo, we got monies. Transfusion from warm android saves soldier's life. That's one hell of a headline. If the Animate 16 wasn't selling well before, I'm sure by now it's... The Animate 16 is the latest Android produced by Noble Electronics, and we think it's the greatest machine the world has ever seen, boasting a battery life of over 154 hours with patented soft touch digitation, remarkable tenderness and sensitivity, and the uncanny charm you've come to expect from us. We're sure that your Animate 16 will be the best purchase you make this year, and you'll never want to go back out into the cold. Not interested in sponsored search results? See further. See further with a premium account. Yeesh, would it kill you to clean up a little? Guess the desk kindly asking customers not to litter can only get you so far if you're not willing to pay someone to sweep up. Wait, is this trash? This flyer? It's scannable? Stagnancy theory, really? We got a lot of self-proclaimed philosophers in here. A stagnant world, modern man's plateau. Renowned net philosopher Corbin Cawthorne, real name withheld, offers you to take on a deep dive into global trends and sociological patterns that have driven our planet to the halting point in this groundbreaking and controversial seminar. Moore's Law used to be a benchmark. Now it feels like a pipe dream. We used to dream of humanity marching bravely into space, of artisans crafting virtual wonders that made the confines of our own reality seem limited. Instead, our brightest minds spend all of their time and effort kicking the can of climate crisis down the road, while their more fortunate peers spend their most productive working years in search in search engine optimization and customer experience design. The middle class, eaten alive by the rich they prop up, can no longer afford the very products they help create. Without mass consumer demand, tech no longer has evolutionary processes to be has no evolutionary pressures to be as small and powerful as possible. In stagnant waters, only parasites and disease grow aplenty. The only cure comes from you taking action. There's another link at the bottom, probably leading to a collection dish, or a state honeypot if you want to be paranoid. They better burn this shit before some neat freak idiot picks it up and gets arrested. So it's just... what's this? There's some kind of news program playing on the screen. Most public places are too scared to put on any channel with content more political than the smiling micro apartment flippers. But this is a gun store after all. Power is always political. Someone left a data pad out here. What's in the news today? Lobo threatens Tetra with ransomware vulgarity. The internationally wanted terrorist and serial data thief, most commonly known as Lobo, has seized a cache of vital keystone data files belonging to the Terra Metallics Group, according to a press release from the mining conglomerate. In a blitz of cross posts and 90 different socials translated into 11 dominant languages, the supposed hacktivist, radical conservationist, and gentleman thief made clear his intent to ransom said files back to their lawful owners at severe cost. Though the posts were quickly flagged and quarantined thanks to user reports, Lobo's latest manifesto, which we have declined to publish on here on grounds of journalistic integrity and due to the strong language contained within, has remained in circulation thanks to a loose network of rogue data harbors. In addition to a sizable monetary ransom, Lobo put out a list of demands that spanned pages. Most prominent among them was a call to the de-escalation of all conflicts surrounding rare earth metal deposits around the equator. Sources at Tetra refused to confirm or deny reports that Lobo's captured data impacted only their billing services, but insisted that the corporation could not in good faith resume distribution until the ransom situation was resolved. Market prices for rare earth metals surged following the hacking attack. As supply halted and demand rose, stoked by memories of catastrophic supply chain disruption in the mid-21st century. A spokesperson from Mining in Progress, a lobbying group that represents the rare earth metal industry, called Lobo's repeated attacks acts of terror against the free market. Whoa there! Looks like you're not logged in. Want to take care of that real quick? Lobo again. Or someone using their name. Okay, so these come into your phone too. So what do we get? Do we know who Lobo is? Nothing for Lobo? Alright. Suppose it doesn't matter if they're the original or not, so long as they're the genuine threat. And no one could snare a corporation as rich as Tetra without serious skills. It does seem consistent with Lobo's politics, making demands for... demanded de-escalation, didn't he? Yeah. The big bad wolf was here. You are welcome for clearing out this cache of soy slop before it could clog your brain arteries any further. To whatever dumbest dishwater script kiddie they yelled at to come fix this, a word of advice to you, to your superior. I own that password suggestion algorithm. Want to resecure? Try this. Relax your shoulders, stand up from your desk, take a deep breath, and then firebomb your own servers. Sometimes you gotta let the chips hit the fan. Literally cheaper for you at this point. For the rest of you slack-jawed screen lobotomites looking for a little excitement in their search history, find a pig and rip their throat out. That'll teach you how to run with the wolf. Lobo seems kind of baller, I ain't gonna lie. It's not the first time Lobos voiced their displeasure for the decades-old simmer of conflict around those topics. But unless the rare earth metals powering all of our batteries and fueling all of our pretty little androids are suddenly made a lot less rare overnight, I doubt the state will stop taking an interest in those regions' politics anytime soon. Wait, how long has it been? Shouldn't take them that long to get my gun properly bugged. I'm sorry, we've received a breaking news story. We're seeking confirmation and yes, we have it confirmed. Lead programmer at Noble Electronics and famed designer of the Turing solution, Dr. David Osher, has passed. What? Okay. Proprietary Vantage automated dependent management system, along with the Animate series of androids. Must be some kind of corporate propaganda tactic, or... No, they wouldn't risk... Fake news? But why? Perhaps best known for his breakthroughs in the field of machine learning and language. Misinformation, maybe. Trying to... Authored many of the developments that allowed for Noble's rapid growth and market dominance. David Osher is dead? Including the popular Desk series of smart UIs. That's very sad. I didn't ask. Sorry, I just... Commands only. Understood. Will you be paying with cash or credit? Debit. That's my girl! Okay, so she's like... She's got an interest in this guy being dead. That's kind of weird. Don't usually take her to be the person that's all that interested in anybody. The gun was light. Lighter than I expected. A real gun should always be heavy. Greater than the sum of its parts. That's one of the things I like about them. Their weight. Like they're anchoring the world around them. Like they're a fixed point in time. Like everything else is just relative to them. Either closer or further to the end. I would have liked something heavier during that walk back to my apartment. I would have liked to have something to feel far away from. Huh. Didn't realize home until my hand was on the door. What is this? What am I doing? What am I doing? Fumbling in my pocket for my lighter. That's a very cool lighter. Golden, polished, tastefully ergonomic, and fine and expensive. And a good lighter. It was a good gift. I kept the card, didn't I? Here it is. To the only smoker in my life. I know gold's a bit much for your personal style, but they don't make a lot of these anymore. Believe it or not, the only other people who share your vice are stuffy old men with bad, expensive taste. Hope you can manage to get some use out of it anyway. Your friend, David. Oh. How the hell's she friends with, like, what sounds like a major player in the tech industry? Wow, this girl's connected. David hello. Lead programmer at Noble Electronics, likes street food, crowds, fishing, dislikes brain freeze, driving, lint, eyeglasses, custom designed by Fam. Shampoo, expensive. Sense of humor, unique. Okay, so she knows this. Okay, I didn't know she was this connected. The news might have been more information. The news might have more information by now, or not. It looks like the net's full of copy-pasted statements from Noble, auto-edited montages, ill-fitting quotes, reactions to the news from every micro-celebrity under the sun. Their raw, authentic emotion brought to you live from all the car seats and bathroom mirrors in the world. There's nothing about his death. Not even a time window. Did he die this morning? Was he found dead in his bed? Has he been dead for days while Noble's just been waiting for the right time for it to leak? Or did he die last night while I was out screwing around? David Asher was a renowned computer scientist, user experience designer, industry leader, philanthropist, and lead programmer at Noble Electronics. He first received worldwide recognition for his postgraduate theses on intelligent programmatic linguistic weighting, a body of work which would come to be known as the Turing solution, though he retained... Oh, this is this is a nice... I like this. This is really, like, it's all past tense now, and they've made those changes. That's... Though he retained the original patent on the Turing solution for the rest of his life, he was famously unlitigious. By most industry's experts' estimates, the Turing solution exists in some form in 92% of active automated dependent source codes. David Asher's philanthropic efforts and invaluable skills placed him at the front and center of Noble Electronics' public image. They considered him to be the unofficial face of the company, and his private life graced the tabloids and gossip sections of the net on many occasions. David Asher passed away on July 7th, 2086, citation needed. This entry has received an unusually large number of suggested edits in the last 44 minutes. Dissemination of disinformation is a Class 3 misdemeanor. Spreading conspiracy theories about public figures is a violation of our terms of service. Somebody chomping at the bit to edit Wikipedia. Yeah, for sure. A phone call better not be work-related. I am not in the right mood. Oh, Morgan. Hey, thanks for picking up so fast. She's Jessica Starling, who asked me to call her. Hi, Jess. Who are you? Jessica Starling. Aw, she's cute. She is an executive assistant at Noble Electronics. She likes dancing, buying shoes, and reselling shoes. She dislikes hangovers, soft mattresses, and machismo. Charm point, her earnest smile. Yeah, that is a very earnest smile. I'm with you on that one. Relaxes by bar hopping on the lower wards, right? Is best at reading the stock market. Hi, Jess. Listen, I've already seen the news. What? Oh, of course you have, duh. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. With the company and their people and all the... What I mean is, if it were up to me, you would have been the first call I made. For a decision like that to be up to David's assistant, about 1,000 other Noble employees above her on the ladder would have to get axed, but it's all right, Jess. No one ever really knows what to do with these kinds of things. Still, I'm sorry you had to hear it from a stream Chiron. What difference does it make how the information gets to me? I could have stumbled upon his corpse myself and I'd feel mostly the same. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to call anyway. Yeah. If I want more information, she's the best source I'm gonna get, maybe for weeks. What to ask at a time like this? I'm supposed to express denial first, but she's probably short on time, and I don't feel like following the playbook to the letter right now. Can you tell me what happened? The police think that he took something. Suicide? And the police are already involved? They say it was some kind of poison or... God. Noble's got a lot of weight to bludgeon the state with, especially in this city. I would think they'd keep the police at arm's length for at least a few days. Listen, Morgan, I need to ask something of you. Of course, Jess, whatever you need. Whatever you need. A bit much, but she's grieving. This is just how people talk. And it's not like my day was really salvageable anyway. I'd like to bring you up here, to David's place. What do you mean? There's something I have to give you. You're not handling this will already. You're not handling his will already, are you? If the police are involved, it'll be a while before... No, I'm sorry. It's not like that. Before he... Hello? Oh, she's using an inhaler. No, please don't hold back on my account. David asked me to get this into your hands. It wasn't work-related, but he asked me. I know I'm asking a lot here, but since it's turned out to be the last thing he ever asked me to do, I'd like to get it done. I don't like showing up at crime scenes more often or more quickly than strictly necessary. And that's when I only have to worry about the police. With the Noble looming over all this, security will be doubled and scrutiny tripled. This is too risky. There's no logical reason to agree to her request. Swing by my place with a cab, yeah? Besides my own morbid curiosity. Right, of course! Thanks, Morgan. Thank you. Wait, I almost forgot. What is it? Do you happen to have anything black you could wear? Of course. Got a real smooth jacket, don't you worry. Everything's sounding all right, right? I ask 1 hour into the stream. Like, music's not too loud or anything like that. Right. Sounds great. Awesome. So hi, Millie. If I didn't say hi already, I probably didn't because I'm literally the worst streamer ever, but you know what I mean. July 1st, 2086. Rough pants and smooth jacket. In transit. The auto cab hums a synthesized purr as our on-ramp merges onto a canopy superhighway steadily and suddenly all at once. Ooh, we're doing a big travel. Look at this. So like they had to just build like a whole damn map for this, huh? This stuff's always like really impressive to see in like a visual novel. Like it was the same thing in Solace State where they built a map and they're like flying a camera through it, and it's just I wonder like how detailed it is, just like taking in everything. It's probably a loop like that. Or we're just underground now. Anyway, sorry. Not much super about it, but it does cast one hell of a shadow. The canopies always felt very arts and crafts to me. Cobbled together, always added on to, never finished, never planned. It's clearly taken a lot of time and effort to make, but the end result's still ugly, and it feels like it could fall apart in any minute. You okay, Morgan? You look a little car sick. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. But if I ignore her texts now, she'll just send more later. All right, who's which? Who's which? I am currently texting with which? Beatrice, what are you doing here? Hey, Freckles. Saw your friend Asher on the news. Rip. Thank you for trying to be sincere. Worth a shot. We all have our strengths. God damn, you are one passive-aggressive little girl. Why does all your filial piety go out the window whenever you talk to me? Filial piety doesn't work on you. You love yourself too much to appreciate respect. True, true. Went the train. See, Freckles, you can be very insightful when you aren't too busy side-eyeing the whole world. Wonder where I picked that up from. Not from me? I'm pretty sure you were bored muttering insults under your breath. The nurses tried to make you cry and you responded by giving them self-esteem issues. Yeah! Yeah, that fits, Morgan. That absolutely fits. Did you ever have dealings with Noble? 10 out of 10 shift in the combo. Subtle as a car crash. Subtly doesn't work on you either. Well, it might, if you were good at it. This is me asking you for advice. Okay. I guess this never sunk in, because you spent most of your apprenticeship asleep. But my clients were all celebs, the rich and famous. I didn't have that many dealings with the Megs that owned their likenesses. Is it really that different? Plenty. Celebs don't like people seeing their dirty side, so they pay smart people like me to clean up their messes. But Megs don't like people seeing them at all. Period. And also, Megs are a lot more lively when it comes to fucking? Gross. Hard workers with a lot of stress to vent. Stop. Do you have any actual help to offer? Truth be told, I did have this one run-in where I got balls deep into corporate intrigue. Why? Because I got caught. Oh my. Wow. Okay, witch gets down, baby. God damn it. Hard worker. A lot of stress to vent. Glad to know I can always reach out to you in my time of need. I'm gonna let that slide because I know you're in mourning. Look, corporate types are all a bunch of paranoid drug addicts, huffing glue and playing roulette with their phones, while fantasizing about stabbing everyone else in the meeting to death. So don't expect them to play nice just because Osher was your pal. My actual advice is, get whatever you're owed. Then get out of there as fast as fuck, boy! The witch hole is the goal. That's a beautiful thought, Auntie. I mean it. Corporations prefer Viking funerals. What's a Viking funeral? A dignified ceremony where the body's sent out to sea on a boat. Then, they set everything on fire and sink the ashes to the bottom of the ocean. Try not to linger, Freckles. You don't want to be stuck on board when they start knocking their arrows. Thanks. But what the hell was that about me sleeping on the job? I worked harder in one day than any of you Gen Alpha drunks did all week. Should have worked smarter, lol. And if you want to go there, you did literally fall asleep on the job. Oh, shit! Morgan, you just got dumpstered, my girl! Also, Auntie's really hot. I'd hit it. She looks kind of old, but she could still get it. Sweet dreams. She's got the little Christmas hat on and everything. Girl, you are out! What is that? What is that? Why do you have that? Why do you have that? It's not even accurate. Work parties are still work, Freckles. I only had my eyes closed because all the old farts had your cameras flash on. This is why you never go to work parties. This is why I'm the organizer of work parties, and there's literally only like, we do 3 a year and they're all literally at the end of the year. Sometimes like midsummer we'll do something too, but it's mostly just like, oh, we're gonna like get some food and hang out and chill. Maybe drink a little, you know. And this is like during the day. Like the midday thing to do. Morgan, something wrong? You're sweating. Just deleting some spam. Oh, Masters. Victoria Master. Yeah, you know what? She may be old, but she could still get it. Wait, depends on the day. Lawyer to the rich and famous, semi-retired, likes handsome men, pretty women. Hey, I got a shot. Expensive liquor. Dislikes clingy people, prudish people, flying commercial. Jewelry, 24 karat, age, difficult to verify, smokes, cigars, Death 13 cigarettes, and other adult stuff. We got a couple more minutes of crawling through the canopy's guts before we reach David's part of the city. Uptown, our better half. Gleaming opera houses and towering corporate apartments, boutique shops with more cameras than customers, penthouses stacked upon penthouses in a frantic climb to the top of the rat pile. all ringed in by restaurants with long wait times and small serving sizes. The joke is that uptown folks go most of the year without touching street level. Not much of a punchline there, it's basically true. By now, his whole block must be swarmed with cops, themselves surrounded by media, and all encircled by onlookers. I could try and enjoy these last few moments of calm, but if the storm's coming either way, I'd rather use this time to try and find my footing. Actually, Jess, if you've got a second, I was curious about, oh Lord, a lot of things. We are curious. I saw that headline, by the way, the one where your warm android saved a soldier's life. Oh yeah, pretty feel good, don't you think? So folks in the company must have been in high spirits lately, I take it. Well, that's what I thought when I first heard about it, but I don't know, maybe upper management's never happy, because they're still just riding sales harder than ever, pushing the traditional consumer markets. I thought they'd start building a pitch for Congress the day after the story dropped. A big patriotic campaign telling everyone why we need a contract for warm androids in the military? But I haven't heard about them moving staff around for anything like that. Maybe it's all above my pay grade. All the corporate power and money in the world, and they're still such joyless assholes that they won't even celebrate their victories. Remind me, how many years did you and David work together? Oh, well, I started with the company about 4 years ago. They offered me a temp contract when I was graduating. I was put in HR right in the middle of a hiring burst, so I spent 2 months in the Warrens. Then an aptitude test got me fast-tracked to mid to low management. Sorry, Warrens? Hold on, I saw something else come up. Noble. Okay, Noble Electronics, better known as Noble Electronics or simply Noble, is the fastest growing automated dependent corporation on the globe. Noble spent most of the 21st century chasing consumer trends like wearable smart UI interface only pivoting to androids during the 2070s amidst the decade's economic upheaval. The corporation struggled to break through to the higher tiers of corporate power until David Osher revolutionized their products with his Turing solution and the technological breakthroughs that followed. In the years since, Noble has secured approximately a third of the automated dependent industry global market share with their desk hologram interfaces and Animate series of upper middle class luxury androids, in particular helping them grow at a monumental pace. Noble's recent foray into biomechanical androids was initially met with skepticism when pre-orders lagged behind previous year's numbers, but the Animate 16 is projected to reap record profits for Noble over the next 8 quarters. Okay. Oh, that's what we called the company dorms back then on account of all the people. Plus, it was underground. Didn't see the sun for the first month. My skin got so dry. Is that normal in your industry? Normal for everyone I've ever worked with. Except David, of course. But I mean, he was the best. Yeah. One Tuesday morning, Dr. David Asher walked right up to my desk like I had won the lotto. Said I should come work for him, Dr. David Asher, directly. On a random Tuesday morning like it was nothing. He didn't like to do things on Mondays. Said people were always too tired to get anything done anyway. So Dr. David Asher is literally just Garfield. This motherfucker loves lasagna. Yeah, that's right. He did say that. I should know by now, right? 3 years of arranging meetings and keeping him organized and occasionally straightening his tie. He was a good boss. He was a good guy. Yeah. When did you last speak with him? In person? Thursday? Thursday afternoon. The day before yesterday. He seemed normal. I mean, we still don't really know anything, Jess. You're right. Thanks. Thursday's the last time I saw him, and that was when he asked me to meet with you. I'm guessing you've already been to his place. Yeah, it's a real mess over there. It's that bloody? Oh God, no, not that kind of mess. I just mean with the cops stacked on the media, stacked on the lawyers. each of them with their own network of drones and all their droning. It's very, it's a very high productivity atmosphere is what I mean. When were you able to get over there? Well, I got a call from legal late last night. They said they weren't exactly delicate in breaking the news to me. Last night? They said they needed my help sorting through all his, well, you know how he left things organized sometimes. He's been dead since last night and they've kept it under wraps that long? I know there are a lot of powerful people in his circles, but to stop it from leaking for over 12 hours? That seems like more than just your typical powerful people trying to control the narrative. Seems more like there's something they're actively trying to suppress. Yeah? I was kind of getting the feeling this was going to be that kind of story going in already. This guy got corporate espionaged, more than likely. Obviously, like, this dude's very important. So you found out last night. Right, last night. Oh, God. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have told you. I should have told you as soon as I found out. Really, it's all right. Did you see anything? No, I still haven't actually seen him at all. He was airlifted to the hospital ASAP, and that's where he passed, so... But, well, I didn't get the impression that the cops had been there that long. Not compared to the lawyers, they and the rest of the company people seemed pretty entrenched. Noble set up camp before the police even arrived. So what time would that have been? I guess I got there around 9 p.m. Yeah, because at 9:15 they switched my phone to silo mode and I got locked out of everything but my work stuff. Sent my last blah at 9:13, see? Gonna expire whoever put me in heels this morning. It me! She is that person that is going to go... She's gonna go to Twitter and post a picture of a trash can. It me! They can do that to your phone? Lock you out of social media? God! Where's the button? I'm gonna go around and press that button for everybody. None of us need that shit. Of course not. Well, unless I'm on the clock or off the clock, but on company property. And it's about time for you to do work shit. All right. Well, hey, I hope you enjoy the game. Hey, it comes highly recommended from me, which is probably no big surprise. But have a nice rest of your evening, Tengu. Hope work goes well for you and all that. And thanks for stopping by. Much appreciated. Then they can remote all my tech. Yeah. How convenient. So if I get in at 9 p.m., I guess the rest of the company people had been there since 8:30? I hadn't been there more than a few minutes before the mood changed. Word about the hospital declaring him dead had started to leak. I see. He died after he reached the hospital. That's unexpected. It's 2086. You might be in trouble if you get stuck in bureaucratic purgatory when you need to be in the emergency room. But other than that, if you reach the hospital alive, a good doctor can stabilize almost any patient within a few minutes. A Noble Electronics lead programmer would have a very good doctor. So what the hell happened? Is she mistaken? Was he just not officially declared dead until reaching the hospital for some reason? Or... hard to think about, I know. We're gonna be dealing with, like, the time, I gotta imagine. I imagine, like, time of death is going to be a very big thing. Because I know we're going to trial in the... I don't know how we get to trial, though, if we're dealing with... Because, I mean, we're not seeing anybody kind of pointed out for the crime yet, but... Huh. This is like Phoenix Wright kind of thing where Jess is just gonna get blamed for it or something. That's usually how it goes. Like, the first person you talk to in a Phoenix Wright chapter is probably gonna be the person you're defending or something like that. Yeah, or hard to believe. Jess, I have to wonder, what kind of request did David make of you that it couldn't wait a few days? Right, of course. He asked me to give you something. Something? Is she trying to build suspense? Right, it's just, well, I don't know exactly what it is. You have no idea. He asked me to give you the contents of his safe. Are we headed to the bank then? No, see, he has this private safe in his basement. Maybe you've seen it? Well, I say safe, but it might be more accurate to call it like a storage locker or a false wall. And all he told you was that he wanted me to have what's inside. Right, he was very clear about that part. Your eyes only. Straight into your hands. Handle it in person, he said. Strange. When did he tell you this? This is all pretty analog for someone as technically gifted as David. Coming from anyone else, I'd call it paranoid, but David was never paranoid, even when he had every right to be. If he wanted this handled a certain way, it must be for a good reason. So, David asked you to do this on Thursday, correct? Yeah, Thursday. And he passed last night, Friday. Okay, so a day after she was told, huh. He asked you to do this Thursday and you waited this long to get to me, huh? Yeah. Wait, you don't think that when we met, he'd already decided? It's not healthy to speculate on that sort of thing. More importantly, it's not helpful. The dead don't have anything to offer the living. I should know. You're probably right. Besides, we'll need to focus. Judging by the size of the crowd I'm looking at, it looks like we're about to jump into the thick of it. Oh boy. Noble Employee Housing Building, Platea. And I thought there were a lot of police here before. Maybe too late to ask, but you're not bad with crowds, are you, Morgan? She's kidding, right? It's downright airy in here compared to what we just waded through. Wide eyes and clenched fists, heads peeking over shoulders and around signs. Police, both mechanical and warm-blooded, closing ranks with holograms and quick-set wires to draw a severe perimeter. While protesters, mourners, fanatics, and busybodies shuffle about the edge of the police line, the heat of their panicked anxiety washing over. Who the hell were all those people? Well, there have always been people with strong feelings about our products. Android stepped forward into a mob, gently, firmly, unfeelingly parting the human tide. Most of them with official police branding, but a few remotely deputized consumer models emerged from the crowd to join them. All of them built by Noble. All of them built from David's code. All of them standing vigil outside his tomb. This is all technically company property, isn't it? Yep, David had the penthouse all to himself, but every other floor's tenants are Noble employees too. Not an uncommon arrangement in Uptown. Work at Noble, rent from Noble, wave hello to your Noble neighbor in the morning, and make sure you request a spot in line at the official company crematorium. They don't actually do that last part, I think. It's very, feels like a very similar situation to Teddy's from Model Employee, where you just live there. You just live at your work. Does Noble handle employee funerary arrangements? Yeah, it's pretty standard benefit, actually. It's cheap for them compared to dental. Jesus Christ. Jesus! Oh, sometimes it just like it just hits you sometimes, man. You don't expect it. It's just so matter of fact, but it just hits like a truck. But Noble's always been generous with benefits. Work hard, and the company will have you set for life. And after. Both the state and Noble have gotten themselves entrenched here in the lobby. Security and damage control and PR and liability. Everybody just glad to be working. I'm feeling a little overstimulated. Any chance we can just skip all these checkpoints? Nope, absolutely not. So who do we need permission from? The cops? The company? My request went through, so we should have to go ahead from both at this point. We won't need to go near the actual, is it still called a crime scene if it's not technically a crime? I don't want to think about how many suits Noble's paying to debate that question right this very instant. David's vault is in the penthouse basement, but we can't get to it from these ground floor elevators. We have to ride straight up to the rooftop veranda, walk into his door, and then head down. If Jess says we can do all that without stumbling across where he died, then... Okay. So, if we just flash my ID card at any problem that comes up, including him... Oh, look who it is! It's my good pal, London! How you doing, officer? All right. Where's that little ball of sunshine, Reyes? She can't be too far behind. I've been working on my snarky barb game. We're about to tussle. Hey, ladies. Look, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid we're at capacity at the moment. Let anyone else by, and we won't be able to maintain... Huh? You're that lawyer, Morgan? You caught me, detective. How long's it been? Well, feels like it's been ages. I think it's been like a month. I think, wasn't episode 0 like June 5th or something like that? I literally played it 2 days ago, and I'm asking that question. I'm literally like the worst person. I'm the dumbest person on the planet. Oh dear, not still bitter about our last encounter, I hope. I'll live. I don't see the spunky one around. Where's she at? Where's she at? She taking a mental health day to preserve that unflappable charm. Detective Reyes is around. Why? You miss her that bad? I've had blind pimples that were more endearing. You two know each other? Jess Starling? Meet homicide detective Kasem London. He's a homicide detective first class. Likes fall colors, morning air, dimples. Dislikes touchscreens, cheap earbuds, and white rum. Cats or dogs? Loves both. He's good at coming up with nicknames, all right. Bad at remembering birthdays. Jess Starling, meet homicide detective Kasem London. It's a pleasure, miss. Oh, likewise. As you might have guessed, the detective and I are acquainted. Comes with our line of work. Morgan's being modest, sweetheart. We're practically blood. Oh, wow. Me? Sweetheart? Oh, she's ready. She's ready. She is already ready. Something wrong, Starling? Huh? Nothing's wrong. Eh? But close as we are, I still can't just let her walk in off the street and onto the scene of an ongoing investigation. Even Noble's lawyers have to play by the rules today. Play by the rules? So there is a game afoot. What makes you assume I'm here in a professional capacity? Well, you're a criminal defense attorney, and we're at a crime scene. Call it an old man's intuition. Good detectives don't rely on intuition, though, do they? They rely on evidence. Oh, I don't rely on it, don't worry. I just need to lean on it every now and again, and, well, when my back acts up. Oh, cool. Guy gets a bit gray in his hair and thinks it's a free pass to act like a goddamn cowboy. Well, I'm afraid your intuition is off this morning, detective. I'm here on a private matter. The deceased wasn't your client? No, that would have been a conflict of interest. Conflict of... You two knew each other? I see. In that case, allow me to give you my condolences. Thank you. But what I could really use is a bit of your help. You sure rally fast. Jess? Right. We have this clearance here, detective, sir, from legal, which allows us... That's all right, little lady, I trust you. You can leave the paperwork holstered for now. Little lady? We aren't here for David, really. We won't be setting foot anywhere near your staging area, detective. All right, why not? How generous. I can afford to be generous today, because if I screw up, he gestures to the lobby full of suits and cops. Plenty of folks at hand ready to pick up the slack. Well, if you're that at ease, perhaps I can take this time to ask you a few questions? Hey, you can always ask, Tiger. But I think you understand what I mean when I say whether or not I can answer is not entirely up to me. All right. You're looking a bit haggard. How long have you been here anyway? Since this morning. But civilized folks don't call it morning when the streetlights are still on. Even if you got here at around 1 or 2 in the morning, that still means homicide wasn't brought in until hours after Noble had the lay of the land. Sounds like you could use a break. I could use a retirement package. Hey, you're a lawyer, right? According to all my business cards. Think I could sue for elder abuse? Not that kind of lawyer, sorry. You would lose, though. I already regret asking. Why have they got a homicide detective losing sleep over this anyway? A man is dead, and he wasn't killed by fire, a vehicle, organized criminals, or disinformation, as far as we know. So at the moment, homicide is technically not the worst fit, but we're leading in name only. A high-profile death like this, everyone's got an eye on us. And a hand placed firmly on the back of our neck. I've been checking my phone, but the only thing the news seems to agree on is that David passed away. Sorry, but if you're asking for details, no, thank you. For not letting them make this into a parade. Yet. We do our best to respect the privacy of anyone involved with an ongoing investigation. He declined to say victim. Detective Dr. Asher was a close friend of mine for many years. Yeah, he trusted Morgan more than anyone. Can you tell me if he killed himself? It looks like that's the case. I see. Thank you for telling me that, Dr. Ash. Yeah, you're, sorry. Another round of guarded words. David was an important man, and it has only been a few hours. But all this tiptoeing gives me the feeling that whatever happened to David, it wasn't cut and dry. You boys and Noble all getting along with each other? Sharing your toys? Some of the younger ones are bristling, but I always play well with others, counselor. And how well do the Megs play with you? They give you full access to the building security? They've given us access, and they say it's full. Some big penumbra system, top of the line coverage, top to bottom in the building. The size of the data stream's torrential. It'll be a while before we can start making sense of it all. Meg is a derogatory and hateful term used to refer to so-called megacorporations or anyone who works for them. There are numerous unverified explanations for how the term originated. Some say it was a natural evolution of the slang word shark, while others which was used to refer to ruthless individuals or businessmen in the late 20th century. Others claim that Meg was originally short for Megan, a sort of archetypical individual that defended the contributions that corporations have made to society. Or, just mega. You took the A off, and you took off the corporation, and then just made it Meg. Nah, couldn't be. A more conspiratorial man might think that was intentional. Hey, bury us in data and hope we're too swamped to find anything whatever they're trying to hide? Maybe. Wait, they gave you full access to the penumbra? But that means every android in the building is feeding you their full spectrum. You know your stuff. The penumbra pulls data from any androids connected to a building's net. But that's not much help since there weren't any androids in the penthouse. Right. I'd heard rumors. Never put much stock in them, but it's true? Asher really never owned a single android? Never. Well, I suppose I might do the same if I was the genius who programmed them all. Every time they opened their mouths, it would just be his own lip service refracted 1,000 times over, echoing back at him from behind a mask he carved. Welcome to the Panopticon. How's it going, Garden? How you doing? We're investigating, I guess, a suicide? Question mark? But don't think so because a corporation is involved. But we're like an hour in. You're taking a break from the game? How long have you been playing? I mean, you don't have to tell me where you're at, obviously, because that would be bad. But how long have you been playing? Oh, this is where you're at? Gotcha. So that means all you'll have to investigate with are the penthouse's security cameras. Yeah, but that should be more than enough to wrap up a case like this. In a good way, I mean. We're very much on top of this, ladies. You sound it. David was one of the biggest names in tech. He was the face of Noble Electronics. One could argue androids are only as common as they are today because of his contributions to the field. Well, some people felt that way, sure. So do you think anyone would want to hurt him because of that? Remind me, which one of us is the detective again? You really won't let me pick your brain? You already know the answer. Yes, ads are controversial, androids especially. We at Noble are aware that our products are sometimes the subject of heated debate, but no need to quote the handbook at us, miss. Truth be told, I've never really understood the hate. It's not that complicated, is it? How many people have lost a job to an ad at least once in their career? Every last one of them lost their jobs because of their bosses. Their flesh and blood bosses fired them. Nah, ads are just a symptom. Scratch that. Ads are just a product. Getting mad at them is pointless. And vandalizing them is less than pointless because unlike us, they're all insured. And besides, Android production has surged over the last decade to become one of the nation's biggest exports. True, nice to have at least one thing we can make in this country. That's right, Noble only outsources the production of a small handful of internal components. Every other part of the manufacturing process is proudly done right here at home. I somehow doubt everyone considers the specifics of Noble's supply chain to be a point of national pride. But you don't need a political science degree to see how much the state values Noble's contributions to the national economy. All right, now listen, I don't mind being helpful, and I am trying to be sensitive here, but we really do have a lot on our hands at the moment, so I'm gonna have to ask you to be discreet and ideally fast. Well, our business is just in the basement, David's basement. But the penthouse is on the top floor, the roof, so its basement would be second to the last floor if you want to get technical, detective. The point is, we don't need to go into the kitchen or the parlor. We'll go straight back to his workshop and then head downstairs. The kitchen and the parlor. I understand. But all the same, I'd like to escort you two ladies there myself. Wow, an escort? Like royalty. Isn't he a gentleman? Huh? Yes, he's... Lead the way, detective. True to his word, London ushered us past the chattering suits and humming drones, through the checkpoints and into the elevator. As he climbed into the sky, we got a good look at the growing throng of people gathered outside and its shifting makeup. Seems like it's mostly protesters now, or worse, brand loyalists. Idiots led around by the nose their whole life, following the musk of whatever trend is laid out before them each morning. Today's trail having led them here for half reasons they couldn't put into words, even if their lives depended on it. They're like insects. And they look like them from up here. They're probably already preparing their spin. The misunderstood genius of Dr. David Osher, a video essay in 5 parts. Why the company insisted on cultivating such a following for him, I'll never understand. They could have easily pinned his achievements on someone more marketable. Some random photogenic employee or a fashion model with glasses. David wouldn't have minded. He never wanted the attention, the chaos. Maybe it's as simple as bad luck. He just happened to have the right look for the part. A man buried in his work with his eyes fixed ahead.
Yeah, I've already kind of made that warning at the start. Like, we are speaking candidly about episode 0. Yes, Morgan has killed people. She was the heartbreak killer. I don't like, they're not talking about that at all, which I find very interesting. I mean, she's obviously making allusions to it, but I find it interesting that we're not like we jumped straight into this whole other big corpo mess. And I wonder how that's going to play into things. You think you might actually almost be done? 5.8 hours. All right. The press kit that I got when I was emailed my key said that the game is about 8 hours, but again, it's going to be different running time depending on, you know, your reading speed. And then you got me where I'm like actively commenting on it, so it's probably going to take me anywhere from like 10 to 12 hours, you know? And I'll be right back in like a minute or so. I'm back. Did you miss me? I needed a drink refill. Okay, so some of that time was AFK. All right. Mobile Employee Housing Building, Platea. Penthouse. This is what? His laboratory? His shop, he called it. How down to earth. It's messy in here. David was always disorganized. Why a programmer needed to make such a mess just to run tests on computers, I'll never... Sloppy as he could be, I didn't like it when other people saw it. He didn't like it when other people saw it. If he was leaving things like this, he must not have entertained any guests down here in some time. Thanks for all your help, Detective London. Don't mention it. What, you want me to step out? We won't take long. Not lacking for boldness, are you? Look, I have to take a phone call. We'll be in and out as soon as possible, promise. And whatever Dr. Ash wanted set aside for his foundation, we'll be sure to flag it. Right. At least she's already wearing gloves. If we find a dead body, you'll be our first call. Morgan, what was that stuff about his foundation? Dr. Ash's charity has always been managed by an outside group. You haven't spent a lot of time around crime scenes, have you? Actually, this is my first. Well, generally speaking, it's not really common to retrieve things from the premises while the cops are still searching them. Oh! Look, if David had something to give me, we can go get it. We just can't make a ton of noise about it, understand? Of course. Great. After you. Right. Quiet as a church house. The phrase is quiet as a church mouse, but... got myself. I'm okay. I'm okay. But now doesn't seem like it's the time to correct her. David's shop was a mess, but the mess felt familiar. It felt very David. Coming down here, I barely recognized the place. For starters, there's a goddamn gym. Dave hated exercise, always claimed he didn't have time for it. Even when I got him that treadmill and the subscription from the personal coaching program with the scheduling subroutine, he said he couldn't find the time. And then even when I explained to him that the program accounted for that and adapted to his schedule, he still... Morgan? What's up? You're smiling. What's so funny? Nothing. Just surprised to see this place renovated. Yeah, he actually had me on mail tag with a couple of contractors a while back. Never thought I'd have to learn so much about concrete and wiring and marble. Did you know marble needs to be treated or else indoor air will start to corrode it? I didn't know that. Is that true? Wait, is it not? But her guy told me that without an epoxy finish, the entire bar table could... Is that the vault over there then? Yeah. Stands out, I guess. Nervous? What's that? Oh, a little, I guess. But the inhaler helps, mostly, so... Aren't you gonna open it? Open it? Don't you... Oh, wait, if you don't have the combination and I don't have it, like, what I thought maybe you having the combination would be a part of this deal. No, I do not know the combination to David's basement vault. Oh, no. How could he didn't tell you or give you a code or... He gave me the code to get into the building and the parking garage, but not the code or whatever this is. Okay. You know, there were a lot of scattered papers back in his shop. Could he have left you a note on one of them? Yes, he could have. He would have. In fact, I think he probably did. You just stay right here, Morgan. I'll have this settled in just a sec. Sounds good. Right then. Let's bang on it. I smell a puzzle. Oh boy, I hope it's a block pushing puzzle. That'll be my favorite. Well, it's definitely locked. Looks like it's a Teddy's basic Sturticure anti-hack, anti-digital, high-rated control pad. Hey, it's Teddy's. They're from Model Employee. Teddy's is the largest online shopping and consumer shipping corporation on Earth and a dominant economic force that frequently courts controversy by skirting monopoly and labor law in every nation in which it operates. And yes, we really do have everything for sale. So ditch this lame-o search engine and head over to our online store to find out what you're really looking for. Hot stuff. Not interested in sponsored search results? See further with a premium account. Nothing basic about it, but at least I can see the password's limited to 6 characters. Morgan, there it is. Only 1 million possible combinations. Maybe I'll get lucky. Slim chances, but what the hell? Why shouldn't I give it a shot? Oh, I can't just... You're not just gonna let me type my name? It's Morgan! The password's Morgan. M-O-R-G-A-N. I know it's stupid, but it's like this kind of guy where it's just like, yes, he's this very complicated, eccentric guy, but he's also gonna be the one where like the password is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna say... I typed it in, but nothing's happening. That was dumb. I don't really want to dwell on why I thought that could work. Forget it. There's a different terminal over here. Cotter Security Systems, according to the label. Maybe it controls the whole room? Damn, it's password protected too, and the code's 64 digits long. Okay. Okay, anybody know any word that is 64 Letters long. What's the point of a camera system that's harder to crack than your literal vault, you egg-headed... Okay, yeah, a programmer would care more about his IoT than whatever he can fit in a safety deposit box. I guess it's a 6-digit vault or nothing. But I'm a lawyer, not a lockpick. And whatever other felonies I get up to in my private time, I've never pulled off a bank heist before. That's a goddamn Kid Icarus password. The longest word in any major English language in dictionaries is, oh my god. And it refers to a lung disease contracted by inhalation of very fine silica particles, specifically from a volcano. Man, you gotta man, you can bet doctors love having to say that. Or silicosis if you're a nerd. Yeah. Only tool I've got here is my head. So, what do I know? I know whatever David put in his safe, he wanted it kept secure. And I also know that he wanted me to have it. So maybe he thought ahead. Maybe he guarded it in such a way that I would be the only one who could get to it. David liked games. And he really liked beating me. So if he's left one last puzzle for me, I don't mind going another round. I am so interested in her connection to this guy. She seems to actually care. And that's such a... It's such a change from the first game where she very clearly is, you know, on display, full Morgan mode. Like, you know, she's very cynical. She values people very little. But, like, she's got a connection to this guy somehow. So what do we got? Check. Okay. All right, is there maybe... So are we gonna have to like look around the room and count like, oh, the number of liquor bottles and like the weight, the position of the weights or something? Is that what we're looking at? Taking a closer look, this is a pretty serious looking set of resistance training equipment. And these weights, they're all nearly set to max. If Noble hadn't appointed him a nutritionist along with his stylist, David would be downright scrawny. There's no way he was putting up those numbers. In which case, the digits on the weights could be a clue, but there's too many and I can't guess the order. So what the hell, Asher? Did you just set all the weights at max because it looked more neat? Yeah, we big thinking now. So we didn't get any numbers from those. This must be his spare liquor cabinet. Damn, there's a lot of good stuff in here, and a lot of bottom shelf swill. The kind of bargain bin vodka and nose burner whiskey that only an underage programmer would love. I don't know, or undergrad programmer would love. Man, I am that person that will literally just buy the $5 bottle of vodka. I've done that probably far too many times than I should be admitting. You know, normally I'll buy like a good $30 or $40 vodka because I want something that's got some body or something that's got a unique flavor to it. But man, sometimes it's just like, give me the motor oil. I'm just gonna drink pure motor oil tonight. Let's go. Nostalgia's sweet like that. Overpowering. 1 part per million can cover up even the cheapest aftertastes. Okay, so there's nothing. The cheapest you'll go is Jack Daniels. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I have no standards. I am that person that will literally buy the $3 bottle of wine, too, and just drink the whole thing in a night. I wonder if that... I mean, I don't drink all the time, but I wonder if that makes me an alcoholic if I can just down a bottle of wine in in like a couple hours. You definitely drip a little with something fancy and cheap, but yeah. I like a box of Franc. Yeah, all right, you get me. David's wine collection still towering over the room. Don't know why he'd buy so many bottles. He didn't even particularly like the stuff. Maybe just to fill out these shelves. But not all the bottles are untouched. Some of them don't have dust on them at all. There's a mechanism for retrieving bottles off the rack. The latest bottle chosen was Merduka. Okay, 81. That's a number. I'm just gonna write that down. 81. So that's 2 numbers, at least. I don't know how. Merdukam. I don't know, like, how we would determine where that would be in the order, but that's the first number I've seen. Except vintages, only the list year they were bottled, not the month or day. It's not enough digits for the code, but there may be other... Are there any other years that stand out? Oh, wait. Painting? It's a very big painting, and it's impressionist? I'm gonna get Sayara in here. Let's have Sayara tell us what this painting is. No, cubicle. No, cubicle. Yeah, cubicle. That sounds right. It's not. Okay, this is a good joke. Whatever its style, I do remember that David liked this painting. If there was a date on it, that could be a 6-digit password. Oh, okay. So is it gonna be that simple? Cubicle? All right. So IoT. Internet of Things refers to the network data sharing that goes on between all countless electronics that we monitor ourselves with. Phones, computers, security systems, biofeedback devices, body modification and prosthetics, and of course, automated dependents. All comprise small but vital parts of this network. Without IoT's ability to collect, process, and share information, massive opportunity costs build up as individuals, governments, and private businesses miss out on valuable insight that data has to offer. One of the coolest ways that IoT improves our lives is through the usage of crumbs, small packets of data containing your own unique identifying information. Throughout your day, as your own IoT devices say hi to other devices, they'll leave behind crumbs as a party gift. Crumbs allow for paperless identification and payment and help the government manage human vehicular traffic. Crumbs lets you see where you've been so that you can see where you should go. Want to start leaving crumbs right away? Don't worry, crumbs are enabled by default. Yeah, the phone charm is what you get for finishing Of the Devil Episode 0 demo. Which they're actually removing from Steam in another couple days. So you're only going to be able to get the Morgan Arc charm for another few days. So and what was it? The Big Blue Painting. All right, Predator / Predator is an oil canvas painting in the mid 21st century. Neo-abstract expressionist Mads Harstorp. Arguably his most well-known work, it was displayed in the Krullerheim Centre d'Art Moderne for 9 months before Harstorp entered the premises on 11/25. Okay, so 81 is nothing. 11/25/58. You got it. And use a hunting knife to cut the singular massive canvas into 3 separate pieces. When asked for comment, Harstorp replied, "My works are not complete until they have been signed." Okay. Maybe signing your work was considered gauche amongst cubicle artists. I love cubicle. I'm never gonna hate that. Anything? Whoa! What is this? The flooring's a new addition. It looks rough like sandpaper, but it's bouncy. Rubber? Can rubber? I've never seen rubber break like that. How does that happen? Feels like something you drag your feet on at the gym or factory floor. It's more high performance than high class. Expensive, but not in the way you'd expect for a penthouse. Well, scratch that. It's actually cracked here. Rubber doesn't break, it bends. That's its thing. So someone must have cheaped out during the installation, left a defect in. That, or David left a jackhammer on overnight. All right, I've searched the whole room now. Time to make or break. All right, I got you. All right. Boom! I'm a super genius. Look at me. I puzzled so good. This puzzle is a lesson. You have to actually read your journal. Oh, did you get stuck? Did you make a boo-boo and not read your journal? Yeah, it's a sign. Yeah, for sure. Just wait until the box pushing action. Man, if they ever put a box pushing in one of these games, like they win. Y'all won. Congratulations. Haul Morgan off to jail. I've failed. 11/25/58. The date the painting was signed. A password that is and isn't left in plain sight. Nice one. Hey Morgan, what? How did you get it to open? What is that? I turned back around just in time to see a door finish swinging open with mechanical grace revealing, oh, it's a girl! We get a girl! Yo, let's go! Oh yeah, I'm gonna stream Catherine. God, somebody pay me $10,000 and I will stream Catherine. I will absolutely stream Catherine. You pay me 10K. You put 10K in my bank account. I will stream and suffer through Catherine. I got a free girl and I didn't even have to solve all that hard of a puzzle to do it. Oh, she's so cute. I'm a big fan of girls with barcodes. A girl with a barcode emblazoned across her temple. Puzzle Polly prevails. Required by law to be plainly visible. It's an android, clearly marked as such, and yet, even standing this close, I could swear it's... What? Snoring? I stepped forward and placed the back of my wrist on the android's brow. Warm. It, must be a prototype for the Animate 16. Or maybe a prototype for the 17 or 18? Query, do you need someone killed, master? A biomechanical android with a real human flesh. Sorry, biomechanical, yes, but it's organic flesh, not human. They're grown from lax Gemini cultures, but Sorry, I misspoke. Right, understandable since... You seem surprised, Jess. Hasn't Noble been working on warm androids like this for a few years now? Warm is currently the most widely used term used to describe androids, robots, specifically designed to emulate human likeness, that feature organic flesh in some capacity. While the concept has been experimented with the robotics industry for decades, Noble Electronics' recent foray into warm manufacturing with their Animate 16 model represents a huge leap forward that many analysts agree is a signal of widespread adoption to come. Though the specifics of how Noble's warm androids are manufactured and integrated remain a fiercely guarded industry secret, it is generally understood through marketing materials and user maintenance documents that warm androids will require oxygen, water, and periodic organic sustenance in addition to wireless charging. Need a refill? Warm Android supplementals are available for purchase through the Noble Shop. If your warm Android doesn't receive sufficiently frequent supplements or is repeatedly deprived of water, they may shut down most functions in order to preserve emergency power. If this happens, you can regain access to your warm Android once your order of supplementals has been confirmed as paid. Not interested in sponsored search results? See further with a premium account. You seem surprised, Jess. Hasn't Noble been working on warm androids like this for a few years now? Warm androids like this one? I mean, yes, we have. Sorry, it's just that this particular model is very, it's very cutting edge. Bleeding edge, judging by the flush in those cheeks. I think it's safe to say that we've found what we're looking for. I think so too. That presents a problem then. Oh, do you not, approve? I've got nothing against androids. My concern is a bit more immediate and, well, practical. Practical? I don't know how to turn it on. Do you see a switch or something? Do you? Can we, turn it around, or? I poked the android's ribs. A little less give than I expected, given its frame, but the rigidity is remarkably lifelike. I place my hand on the shoulder and give it a shake, but it doesn't budge. This thing has to weigh more than... Right, androids mostly transport themselves, so people are always surprised to find out they're a bit heavier than they look. A bit. I'm surprised this whole room isn't slanted. There's no way in hell we're moving this thing without waking it up. Crap. First the vault, now this? I was able to guess the combination just by poking around. Compared to that, finding this hunk of junk's power switch should be child's play, and I think I know where to start. Jess, I'm gonna step back into the lab for a moment, alright? Huh? Oh, sure, there's gotta be a manual around here. Good idea. It might be some kind of prototype, but it's still got a barcode. Maybe you can scan its GIN number and find something in the company files? Yeah, of course. All right, what's a GIN number? A generic identification number is a string of numerals typically encoded into a barcode that labels an automated dependent. Early on in the automated dependent industrial revolution, concerns about the lessening gap between man and machine led governments to pass laws mandating that all ads clearly identify themselves as such. To counteract rampant disinformation and identity theft campaigns, manufacturers responded by stamping the GIN code onto androids' bodies, most commonly in the cheek, above the collarbone, or on the back of the hand. Some companies placed the GIN on the wrist, but this quickly incurred backlash. Concerns about automated dependents impersonating humans have dropped precipitously since then, and the GIN has instead taken a new life as a cultural icon, as powerful and easily recognizable as any corporation's logo. Fake GIN barcodes, fins, are one of the more commonly requested tattoos. The vast majority of reputable parlors will draw a line, though, at the barcode once finished to avoid breaking identity law, though there are some clients who care little about the consequences. MMA fighter Samly Paka famously sports a GIN tattoo across his right knuckles and makes a show of signing a check to pay the fine for displaying a false GIN on an international broadcast every time he enters the ring. Okay, my guy. All generic ID numbers should be paired with industry standard files on maintenance, tracking, power requirement. I somehow doubt that the enigmatic android taking a cat nap in a sarcophagus in David Asher's basement will have a user manual. But it can't hurt for her to try, and... well, I'm okay. Broke a heel, but I'm okay. I carry glue. And I'd just rather search the lab by myself. Now then, if I were David and I wanted to make sure that the only one person who could be able to walk out of here with that android. Now, how would I set that up? Haven't seen one since college, but this must be a 3D printer of some sort. Feels expensive enough to make other printers look like soda fountains by comparison. Better not mess with any of the settings. Diagrams of the human anatomy. The hands are highlighted. The most developed part of the human body, good for making stone axes and sending emails, Robots and frames can do just fine with claws or 3-digit imitations, but androids are expected to look like people and move like them too. Getting the hands right must be a big priority at Noble. That tree-like shape on the right is a neuron. Those branches receive input of varying weight, and then if the sum is greater than a certain threshold, the neuron fires. A 0 becomes a 1, and all the other zeros around that take it into consideration. Repeat that a couple billion times a second, and you've got the human brain, a computer powerful enough to simulate all of reality. That's the analogy I read in a magazine anyway. These appear to be holding tanks for something I shouldn't. How should I know? No labels on anything. Typical for a genius, but a nightmare for anyone trying to pick up after him. It's a lot more hard science than I expect in here. Centrifuges and glass and microscopes. Don't programmers do all their work with a keyboard? We do have a system over here I can boot up, but I don't know that we got any information on how to do that. And I don't think we're getting any, unless password is Morgan. I got one 6-letter password and I got nothing else, dog. Shit, we haven't saved either, have we? Let's do that. Looks like a fairly normal computer. If I'm lucky, the security will be fairly normal as well. Boot up complete. Username? Vocal commands? David Asher? Morgan? Guest? Thank you for... Okay. All right. Didn't think that would work. It didn't recognize my voice, so I can probably rule out vocal command being the key to waking the android. Do you have a question? More than one. For now, though, what should I search for? Android. Search files for Android. 60,000 results and counting. Yeah, okay. David would have a lot of files on Androids. I'll need to search smarter than that. Search files for basement. 812 results for the local drive. Should I expand the search? Auditing how he renovated his basement could take all day. Morgan! Search files for Morgan. 23 results on the local drive. I can work with that. Mostly phone book and social data. But I don't recognize this file type. Some kind of personnel format? Date and birth, education, occupation, blood type, height and weight? All right, buddy, a little invasive, don't you think? DNA and fingerprints? Now, why do you have that, David? My DNA isn't in any database. I've made sure of that. So he couldn't have bought this anywhere. He must have collected it himself from a wine glass, or like, it would have been easy to do. But why do it? All right, I'm starting to get a pretty clear picture of what it'll take to turn on this android. I've got the what for the where and how. I'll just have to manage. It's still just a piece of machinery. If it really won't turn on, I can always start hitting. All right. She's got the right idea here, folks. She's got the right idea. Morgan, there you are. I've looked in every registry I can find, every database I could get into, but I don't think this android is in the system. It was a long shot. Don't beat yourself up over it. Yeah, but an android without the proper identification is... It's only buying and selling an android without proper identification that's illegal. And it doesn't seem like he ordered this online. I guess you're right, huh? We'll have to have it registered soon enough anyway. I think I figured out what we need to do here. Oh? If David really wanted me to have this, he would have left some way for me to turn it on. What are you thinking? David had my fingerprints and my DNA on file. By requiring both, he could be reasonably sure that no one was powering up this android without my approval. You've done a swab before, haven't you? Every month for the company. Apparently, they're building a database of employee epigenetics cross-referenced with... Oh, so you're gonna... My DNA and my fingerprint make the key. Now, where to find the lock? Are we gonna Chobits this shit? Kisser! What's the funniest one has got to be nose, right? The nose? I mean, I guess it's not impossible. Morgan? Are you really gonna stick your thumb up its nose? No, I'm not. If it takes something that silly to boot it up, I don't even want it anymore. You're so serious, Morgan. Chest. Maybe somewhere with a lot of surface area, like the torso, the chest? I am not doing that. I love that Morgan is a protagonist with morals. I feel like any other visual novel and we would already we would have already copped 16 feels. Hold her hand. There was that diagram back in his shop. Was it meant to be a literal handshake verification? Thought that would work. Me too. All right, I guess it is. The lips are one of the most sensitive parts of the body. Not the worst place to make a scan. Oh, that's still not doing it, huh? Maybe if I... Oh man, you went right in there. Are you touching the tongue? It's blinking at me. Oh God! Those is cool eyes, my God. Look at them eyes! Good moment. Good morning to you too. Cute. Hello, I've never seen you two before. I guess we should introduce ourselves then. Hi. This is Jessica Starling. She works for Dr. Asher. I'm Morgan, a friend of his. Got all that? I understand. She is Jessica Starling, and you are Morgan. Last name unknown? No, Morgan is my last... Father told me about you. Oh, he did? Wait, Father? Oh, oh. Did our super genius create a daughter? It sounds like our super genius friend created a daughter. David, you had it call you daddy? I am referring to Dr. David Asher. Are you confused? That's not the word I would use. I'll throw a bone beyond the grave for the good doctor and just move this along. Did David say that he was giving you to me? Transferring ownership? Ownership? That is correct. And what else did... Mostly correct. Right, and what else did he tell you? Many things. Can you specify? I thought conversation was the first thing David figured out how to program. Did Dr. Asher tell you anything that he wanted you to convey to Morgan? A message you were supposed to pass on? Yes. Jess, I think it's trying to... Oh, okay, sure. I'll give you two. I'll give you some privacy, Morgan. I've actually gotten about 14 messages in the last 2 minutes, so I'll just head back up to the lab and take some calls, okay? Thanks, Jess. Yes, thank you, Jess. You're welcome. Just the two of us now. So what do I call you? My name is Sarah. It's nice to meet you. Morgan. Trust me, the pleasure's all mine. So what's the message? Father told me that I would be living with you from now on. And he told me that you would look after me. Shouldn't it be the other way around? Should it? A model this lifelike, with warmth and breath and something close to blood in its veins? Just what are you anyway? You forgot my name already? It's Sarah. What were you built for? You're warm, obviously. You're not one of those physical therapy models, are you? That would be highly illegal. I haven't completed 500 hours of study at a state-approved massage therapy school. I haven't even completed 1 hour. What purpose did Dr. Asher design you for? I don't know the answer to that question. You don't know why he built you. No, should I? How can you not? Do you? Would I be asking you if I did? I meant, do you know why you were created? Why you were born? Why? Oh, are we going the brain zone? How's it going, Raven? Yeah, her purpose is being awesome. It's gotta be it. Why me? Why would you? Why are you doing this? You're a freak. A monster. What the hell's wrong with you? Please don't kill me. Please. Why? Why? Why was a monster like you even born? Guess I walked into that. Okay. I think girls got, I think we're starting to see some things now. I was starting to wonder if you even had the Turing solution. Funny, people usually don't ask what. Yeah, they only ask why. David Asher's postgraduate thesis on intelligent programmatic linguistic weighting, a body of work which would come to be known as the Turing solution, named for supposedly being the answer to all past, present, and future Turing tests. Due to its name, David Asher's base code has yet to fail any Turing test, a test designed to determine if given answers come from a human or a machine applied to it with a success rate below 99.97%. A number of think tanks, charities, and corporations hold bounties for designing new Turing tests for the sole purpose of running them against David Asher's work, though none have been announced with awarding any prize money thus far. Father's framework for programming linguistics in artificial systems, and the body of work for which he first gained international recognition. Yeah, an international Do you have an answer for my question? An answer as to why you were created? Why you exist? Occam's razor. I'm here because my parents wanted me. I see. Then I will give you a similar answer. I was created because Father wanted to make me. Can't argue with that logic, can I? Can't argue with that logic. Father did say that you're a lawyer. Yeah, that's me. You're a lawyer, and I defeated you with logic. World-class, high-powered attorney, the best defense money can buy. So, do you catch criminals? That's what the cops do. Do you litigate criminals? That's what prosecutors do. Then, do you fight for the underrepresented? Expose injustice? Sue corrupt corporations and officials? I don't think anyone does that anymore. Then what do you do? I'm a criminal defense attorney. A defender of the innocent and powerless. Uh-huh. Do you also... Now that you know all about me, can you tell me about yourself? I've never had to do that before. First time for everything. How old are you? I'm not sure I can give a satisfactory answer. 0 for 2 on answering simple questions. What's the date on your earliest memory? 2 years ago. And where were you constructed or assembled or whatever? What facility? I was not constructed at any facility. Father created me here. By himself. You're saying if I took you apart, I wouldn't be able to find any markers from any manufacturers, any IDs of any designer. You want to take me apart? David was a programmer, not an engineer. How could he build a custom android from scratch in the comfort of his own home? He couldn't have. He must have had help. Probably a whole department's worth. If I ask around, there's got to be someone in the company who can ID this thing and help me figure out what's so important about it. You don't look like any androids I've ever seen. What are you made of? This body is comprised of organic tissues integrated directly into cybernetic systems. They require organic nourishment, including water, carbohydrates, and salt. Wait, warm androids have to eat and drink? They cannot be worth that much trouble. My cybernetic systems operate largely as analogs to their equivalents in the human body. I have a respiratory system for oxygen exchange and a centrally located pump that circulates oxygen. You mean you've got a heart? How quaint. But where does all the extra weight come from? Pardon? I tried moving you earlier and it felt like I was pulling against a truck. My skeleton is a combination of medical-grade plastics and a military-grade titanium carbide. Okay, that explains it. Military-grade. Oh, boy. Oh, geez. Uh-oh! That sure took the wind out of her sails. My muscles are made of adaptive rare earth alloy nanoweave fiber with shock and absorption and kinetic chain kinetic chain potential rated past. Wait. Yeah, okay. I'm glad she glommed onto that part too. Did you say military grade? I have a grip strength above 1,000 kilograms. Girl got that kung fu grip. I can run at sustained speeds over 60 kilometers per hour. I can jump 6 meters vertically. I can lift approximately... I'm not sure what kind of grip strength most androids are walking around with, but I have never seen any of them move the way it's talking about. Okay, she's the one using the damn exercise machine then. That's why it's maxed out. If she can and it's still probably absolutely nothing for her. This girl's just ripped under this entire getup she's wearing right here. She's just ripped. Even just standing there, it seems to be poised, controlled, spring tight, strength and flexibility, like a ballerina or a gymnast. Strong enough to flip over a tank, lifelike enough to avoid detection. As long as it never stepped on a scale, it'd make for the perfect infiltration unit. The perfect weapon if you could keep its development a secret. Why is he... Huh. Why would one guy be building himself a daughter, but is also she could probably take out an entire army? Did David really put something that heavy on my plate? Dismantling a military prototype in secret? Are you deep in thought? But a military infiltration android would look more crew cut and forgettable. And would David really devote personal time and effort to make another weapon for the military? I have other features I could tell you about if you like. If I shot you, would you die? It would be very painful. And there would be a discharge of fluid, but conventional weapons would not prove particularly effective. That settles it. This thing's a weapon, sure as I... Would you like to know about my hair? My hair looks really awesome. Do you like it? It's very... I worked real freaking hard on it. Please ask about my hair. Please, somebody compliment my hair. Your hair. I'm impressed you noticed. Each fiber contains miniaturized solar cell lattice technology, allowing you to remain charged throughout the daytime. That must come in handy? I haven't actually had the chance to use it yet. This room has ambient wireless charging functionality, and I haven't gone outside much. Okay, maybe not a weapon after all. You're just a pincushion, aren't you? I am not familiar with the term. Searching. Pincushion. Jargon. Design refers to prototypes filled with experimental technologies to check for compatibility issues. Got an idea? Not sure what to do with it? Stick it in the pincushion. It's as good an explanation as any for what I'm staring at. A mishmash of state-of-the-art military features spliced with odd new technologies and seemingly pointless additions. The end result being a singular, unsellable android that wasn't particularly good at anything and would break down after only a few years. Pincushions are a small but valid part of the field of android manufacturing. They are valuable to collectors who see them as time capsules filled with their designers' most outlandish ideas and least reproducible results. But even the most nonsensical pincushions are built via committee over years with numerous engineers and programmers adding to their pet functions. The android before me claims to have been built by one man, a man who's now... Seems we got off track here, Sarah. Was there anything else David told you to relay to me, besides that you were to look after me? He also told me that you were reliable and that I should trust you. He said that I was to listen to you and obey your instructions. Finally, some good news. As you say, Adonai. Adonai? Adonai? That is like... I know that word. I've heard that before. It's like a form of reverence, isn't it? I don't know what language it is, but I'm pretty sure it's some form of reverence. What's that? That word you called me. What was that? Adonai? From classical Hebrew. Translated literally means my lord. Do you prefer that I call you master? No. Very good, Adonai. Why'd David use Hebrew, though? Abrahamic myth tells of Cerberans constructed out of earth and clay designed to resemble and obey their masters. Those are golems or homunculi? Golems. Father must have found the comparison appropriate. Amusing. More likely, it's just a joke. Father would not make light of such a thing. Sure he would. Perhaps we should ask him to clarify his reasoning for himself. Yeah, all right, Sarah, I'm gonna need you to sit down. What we are about to discuss is a big girl topic, and I need to make sure you're good. So let's sit you down. Let's get you a sippy cup. I don't know how hard you're gonna take this. Where is Father, by the way? Is he upstairs? When was the last time you were active? 38 hours ago. Thursday night, then? Correct. Right. David Asher is dead. He died last night. Understand? How? May I see him? Oh, boy. Oh, dear. To get a look at the... I think things are about to go real bad. Morgan, you might want to step back. Huh? See him? No, I won't be able to see him. Funeral's probably not for a few days. Father was not... He was not sick. I don't feel like doing the whole song and dance with two robots in one day. That's very charming, but let's go to commands only. What? What happened? Did he have an accident? Why is it still doing the theatrics? Does it not recognize my authority yet? The police have determined that he committed suicide. For the time being, we ought to focus on getting you properly registered. Maybe then you'll take commands the first time I say them and not, the police are wrong. Excuse me? They are wrong. Father did not commit suicide. He would never do such a thing. He told me, look, Sarah, I'm sorry? You're sorry? Father said you were his friend. How are you so calm? I've been around death a lot. So don't try to lecture me about grief, Spearmint. My name is Sarah. You will use it because my father, Dr. David Asher, the greatest programmer in the world, gave it to me. And he did not kill himself. Let's say you're right. David didn't commit suicide. If that's the case, the police will realize that soon enough. The police have already made their determination. That's what you just said. Father said that you were a lawyer, that you were capable and reliable, and a friend. You should be looking into his death. That's... Is that an order? Of course not. It is a request, Adonai. A request that I'll have to refuse. The police have their job, and I have mine. If I stick my nose into their investigation any further, they'll come down on me hard. Cops don't like lawyers on principle. But what they really hate are people who tell them how to do their job. Let's go. We need to... Father asked you to look after me. Yeah, he did. He also said you should obey me, but you don't seem to... You don't seem quite as fixated on that part. And he said something else. He said that you owed him a favor. Oh. One favor. The thin ice starts here, Spearmint. That was between him and me. Father is gone, so now it is between you and I. And I am calling in the favor now. What? You don't have to take care of me anymore. Consider that request null and void. You can sell me to some collector or you can donate me to a university. It doesn't matter. In exchange, you will prove Father didn't kill himself. And you will make sure that whoever hurt him is held accountable. Why are you laughing? It's you and me, not you and I. You and me. David would roll over in his grave if he knew you'd gotten that wrong. It was not my intention to amuse. Or okay, that's a real good line. That's as good as the I'm not feeling particularly kind or smart line from episode 0. No, that's for damn sure. Right? You were literally who I thought about when she said that it was not her intention to rotate. Do not rotate Sarah. She seems kind of cool. How you doing, Iffy? Hope the Friday evening is treating you well. I am fully immersed in this very good video game that I have been excited for almost a year. I am having a real good time. It's hard for me to want to stop. Like, I know I'm at like 2.5 hours now and everybody's probably tired, but it's like, I want to keep playing though. So I might go for 3 hours or a little over because I'm just really into it and I'm excited. Oh no, not the flu, Jesus. I know that the flu I went through over Christmas break was literally just like the most awful crap. Like, it was like 17 straight days of misery, and I hope to God you don't have anything like that. Hey, I just switched it off and turned on a stream of stuff I've already seen. I'll feel better soon. Was that anything else I get a better? You've been watching for like an hour. It really does help. Oh, well, hey, I'm glad that I'm glad that it's serving some kind of purpose. I appreciate you being here. If you don't feel like talking, don't feel like you have to. But we're all sending you good vibes, and we want you to feel better, obviously. So, yeah, if just hanging out and listening to me prattle on about this cool little story that I'm enjoying helps it all. Happy to be of service. Fine. I'll take that deal, Sarah. You mean you will prove that Father did not? I mean, I'll look into it. I'm a lawyer. I don't prove anything. I just disprove what I can. Then where do we start? I didn't realize you had a law degree. I do not have a law degree, but I am a fast learner. This isn't a job interview. And I am far from useless. The ad did raise at least one good question. Where do I start? I'm a defense attorney, not a police detective, and David was my friend, not my client. I won't be able to poke around at all unless... And I am also capable of... Can you tell a lie? I am capable of making statements that are false. Guess that'll have to do. Are you going to ask me to lie? Yes. To the police, in fact. Lying to the police is a felony. That's illegal. You can't do that on the internet. Get out of here, you gigantic Evan. God. Come on. You're gonna be a part of this. I need you to have a little bit of a backbone, Spearmint. Androids don't commit felonies. They make errors. I see. What kind of error did you have in mind, Adonai? Ooh, we're gonna do a jape on the police. We're gonna do a jape on the police. I'm a sucker for a cute robot paired with a jaded investigator. Yeah, it's a real good combination. I have a feeling that this is actually going to be a real good dynamic. It took us a while to get here, but I have a feeling I'm really going to like Morgan and Sarah's dynamic. Are you sure about this? You have questions too, don't you? Right now, I'm just a little better equipped to get answers than you are. Okay, go for it. I'll make sure they're watching. Is the air quality at Noble headquarters kept up to state standards? What's that? All of these Noble employees seem to have asthma. Was Father also working under such poor conditions? They don't have asthma. Then why are they carrying inhalers? Yes, ma'am, right over here. All right, let's check out those inhalers. First legalized in 2083, the stimulant sold under the name Adroxone has since become one of the most widely used drugs in the corporate world. As a Class 2 stimulant of least concern, Jesus Christ, employees of any corporation in good standing with the Bureau of Narcotics Oversight can have access to Adroxone without prescription so long as their HR representative feels it would be beneficial to their work performance. Workplace Adroxone is, as it is sometimes called, is dispensed through a biomonitor enhanced inhalers that automatically detect overdoses and keep track of possible habit formation. Automatic safety levels may be adjusted at supervisor's discretion. Unsubstantiated claims that Adroxone was first invented as a purely recreational drug by the notoriously violent Skullhead Mafia caused enough of a stir that a 2083 formal investigative committee was formed. Unfortunately, in 2084, an industrial hydrogen fuel accident resulted in the deaths of all 391 known Skullhead members, placing the investigation at an indefinite standstill. Gosh, that's awful convenient. Yeah, company approved meth. Yes, ma'am, she's right over here. Oh, it's wife. It's Emma. Let's go. God, I want to kiss her. That's how all they're so suspicious. Questioning the state is a felony. Oh, this game got pretty ladies. I'm all about this game's pretty ladies. Oh, it's you. Oh, it's Reyes too. Yeah, let's go. Miss Sunshine. Oh, we're in for a good one. Did I mess up? On the contrary. Eyes wide, she's a DA. Quiet. She succeeded spectacularly in getting Noble's ears perked up. Emma Rockford. Didn't think I'd run into you here. Oh, I love her so much. Emma's great. She's an assistant district attorney. She likes milk tea, white noise, and black lace. She dislikes artificial sweetness, home remedies, and ink stains. True crime, Bodiche rippers. She is best at getting the staff's attention, and she is the worst at deciding what to order. Didn't think I'd run into you here. Yeah, didn't think I'd be here either. But the powers that be think my presence sends a strong message to the Megs, so... No, wait, what are you doing here? A few minutes later. I see. Sorry for your loss. Thank you for saying that. And thank you, Detective Reyes, for your many kind words. Oh, here we go. Let's go! I've been waiting for these two to start going at each other the whole time. Farrah Reyes, she is a homicide detective 3rd class. She likes chewing gum, sports drinks, and biking. She dislikes babysitting, audiobooks, and manspreading. She's relaxed when shopping for groceries. She struggles with remembering lyrics. Her default status is do not disturb. We can't all be as talkative as you. Normally, quoting poetry would feel pretentious, but you were so genuine in your reading. Bite me. I don't know as there's a need for all that. Very mature detective. Did you come up with that yourself? Oh, no, that's Kaguya's signature pose. Where the fuck is grocery shopping any form of zen? Yeah, that ain't happening these days. I'm just trying to get out of there as quickly as possible. Like that pop star? I don't know what you're talking about. You can admit it if you do. Well, there's nothing to admit because I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who that is. I didn't buy Love Live Seifuku on purpose. It was an accident. What are you talking about? Wait, now you're saying you don't know who Kaguya is. She's the most famous. Yeah, well, I just don't know who that is, so... Ma'am! I love that the... for being ribbed for that, Iffy's response can only ever be, listen! Kaguya is the stage name of a singer-songwriter known for her powerful voice and her stage persona's intricately crafted lore. After releasing a blitz of chart-topping singles, a quadruple platinum album, and a bevy of cultural reset music videos, in just the last 3 years, she has come to be considered the leading living figure in pop music and popular culture in the popular culture realm. Kaguya's official age is listed as 1,086 years old. She released her first single, Orbit, in 2083, which went on to peak at number 1 on the Billboard Top 100, the Rubicon Digital Single Chart, and the Night 8 music video streaming tracker, making it one of the fastest-selling singles in history. Personal details on pop star remain scarce, and protecting her anonymity has become a core part of her fan culture. When a retired facial analysis expert claimed that her stage makeup was formulated specifically to make facial recognition on her impossible, a representative for her record company met with the press to clarify that she is simply a private person who wants her fans to enjoy the experience that is Kaguya's voice. Users also frequently search for Kaguya Lore Explained, Kaguya Iceberg Explained, Kaguya Lunatropic Tour tickets where to buy. Weren't you about to say something? Oh, well, I'm still surprised to see you here now, Morgan. Are you helping to plan the services? Actually, the company will be planning Dr. Asher's funeral services. Wouldn't his family want to take care of that? No. No? No. I see. Sorry. But if that's the case, why are you here, Morgan? Ha! Oh gosh, I'm so sorry to disrupt your morning. Hey, you're here for the same reason every other suit that they've got crawling around. Money. You're not wrong. There are a lot of annoying insects with annoying agendas scurrying around before my friend's body is even cold. But the honest truth is, I don't even know if David had a will. The company helped him manage his estate. Legal's probably already on it. Actually, judging by how much coffee this intern is carrying into the elevator, I'm certain they are. Right, so if you're not here for the funeral or reading the will... Miss Starling asked me to come here, actually, on a matter of unrelated to David's passing. An unrelated matter? That's convenient, isn't it? But now that I am here, it's come to my attention that the police have made a determination in the case of David's death. And where did you hear that? Am I mistaken? No, you're right. They concluded that it was a suicide. Can always count on her to be blunt. I was worried about that. Yeah, I'm sure you must be feeling... Because I'm gonna have to contest that charge. What? You're gonna contest a suicide charge? What? The state has made a charge. I'm arguing against it. What the hell are you talking about? The police believe David committed suicide. Suicide is a felony in this country. Detective. It is technically a crime to commit suicide, yes, but we're not in the habit of bringing dead men to trial. Especially not for their own murder, Morgan. No, not a trial. Of course not. But there would be a preliminary hearing in a case like this. Technically, as a formality, assuming the courts aren't busy that day, well, I'm afraid that on this occasion, I'm going to have to insist on formality. A preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing is a step in the criminal court process in which a judge or jury will evaluate whether there exists significant evidence to justify a trial between security systems, personal devices, biomonitors, IoT crumbs, automated dependents, and mods. It is extremely rare in modern time for the people's evidence of a crime to be found lacking, making preliminary hearings somewhat of a formality that is frequently sidestepped without protest from the defense. Yeah, well, you really don't have much say in the matter, do you? With David gone, I have the only say, really. I am, after all, his criminal attorney. All that money and he needs his drinking buddy to be his attorney? Bullshit. I'm also skeptical, Morgan. It's a pretty serious conflict of interest to be your friend's defense attorney. You're absolutely right. It is a conflict of interest. And I would have said as much to him if I had the chance. What do you mean? I only found out that he wanted me to be his attorney today, after he died. How the hell did you miss that memo? Embarrassing, isn't it? But to be fair, it was hidden pretty well. Oh, I didn't know you had an Android, Morgan. It's cute. It actually isn't a conflict of interest. It's just not a good idea. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling that was the case. Thanks, but it's actually David's. And it's technically my witness. Witness to what? 38 hours ago, Dr. Asher communicated to me as a matter of record that following explicit legal intent, that in the case of any and all criminal charges brought against him by the state, his attorney would be We got a first name! Evangeline Morgan. Evangeline? No way, seriously, your name's Evangeline? Did your parents name you after a Christmas carol? Should we all be curtsying? It's not that funny. No, of course not. Nothing to be embarrassed about. Evangeline. Or do your friends call you Angel? I hear Kagi is on tour, Detective. Should I get you tickets? You could have your dad drive you like all the other 15-year-old. Hey! Feels like we're getting off topic. What were we just... I was telling you that David Asher wanted her to be his criminal defense attorney. Imagine my surprise. She didn't like. She was very insistent in episode 0 to never have her first name known. So did they update her profile? Oh, no. They didn't update it to Evangeline. An android's recording of a verbal expression of intent isn't exactly ironclad, Morgan. Criminal defense attorney. No, money down. I love that. This is my favorite. Like, when you get the for those that didn't see episode 0, like, her occupation now is criminal defense attorney. But when you start episode 0, it's just criminal defense attorney. But then at the end, she's revealed to be the heartbreak killer. So it changes to criminal defense attorney. That's fair. And if we're going before an upper level court, I would expect that to be open to all kinds of scrutiny. But we're talking about a preliminary hearing, a formality, as you called it. If he asks for representation, he deserves representation. Doesn't matter whether he's dead or alive. Am I missing something? What difference does it make? Not even an adjunct would be obtuse enough to sentence a dead man. No, there won't be a sentence, but the adjunct will render a verdict. And verdicts have consequences, even for the deceased. Is that what this is about? What's she getting at? If the court agrees that this was a suicide, the verdict will retroactively affect evaluations of the individual's mental health. Like, whether he was in his right mind or not. You know anything about a state law, detective? No. But I'm sure you'll be happy to educate me. More than happy. An individual found by a court to not be of sound mind can't very well give their consent to the lawyer drawing up their will. If his will is compromised, all of David's considerable assets would suddenly be thrown into legal limbo. In which case, the state would legally be obligated to come in and pick up the pieces. So this is just about his money. I'm almost disappointed in you, Morgan. Well, when you take into consideration all the factors, it's actually more complicated than that. For example, never mind. So, Starling, you should speak your mind. All I mean to say is that while Dr. Assure did have significant holdings in art, real estate, and intellectual property, he also, of course, owned a great deal of stock in numerous corporations, principally Noble. Yeah, that's real big and important if a will is being discussed. If he was ruled to not be of sound mind, and his shares were to end up acquired by the government, Noble would suffer a serious blow to its commercial image and its standing in the financial community. All of which is to say, there's a great deal at stake here. Not the least of which is the reputation of a man whom I was proud to call my friend. You're not buying this, are you? In case you haven't noticed, the city is working closely with Noble on this, and they're not going to let you bring them any unwanted attention. Starling did her part. They're watching, and they've stopped trying to hide it. From here on out, it's a gamble. Noble Electronics already has unwanted attention. Why are you raising your voice? If nothing changes, by the end of the day, the whole country's going to hear how David Asher committed suicide. By midnight, there will be questions about his competency, concerns about why the brain inside every single Noble ad was built by an apparently unstable man. The shareholders will have nothing to do all Sunday but brood over the sad thought and all its disturbing implications. By the time the markets reopen on Monday, I'd expect a great deal of volatility. That's so. I understand Noble's apprehension, of course, Emma. I just feel like right now, the fiscally conservative thing to do would be to not get in my way. So you've got your reasons, and Noble's got a lot to think about. But why should the district attorney's office devote valuable time to playing out this game of yours? Because they're certain they'll win. That goes without saying. The court should have an opening at 6 p.m. I didn't have anything planned. Then it's a date. Detective, would you get her clearance set up? Yes, ma'am. Updates every hour, yeah? You're out on a limb, Morgan. Better not linger. Here. Clearance for all the relevant sites and police firewalls. You can interview and investigate with your authority as an officer of the court now. If you haven't already been doing that, don't even think about being sloppy with discovery on this. Rockford might think you're funny, but I appreciate the warning, Detective Reyes. It's nice to know you care. I live to serve. And protect. And protect! Whew. Thanks for the assist, Starling. Yeah, no sweat. Are all cops like that? Or are they more like that Detective London gentleman? They're mostly like her. They're mostly like that, yeah. They're all that intense? Yeah, it comes from being short. And most cops are short? Yes. Right. Well, I'll see you at the courthouse tonight. 1312 is not an option. If you need anything in the meantime, don't be afraid to ask. Good luck. Both of you. What do we do now? Well, I have a few options. I have access to the crime scene now, probably the best place to start. I'd like to head over to the company building as well, to get me registered, among other things. Either David killed himself or he didn't. But if he did, it's almost certainly his asshole corporate overlords who are to blame. In which case, I'll want to take my sweet time raking them over the coals. What are you doing? Nothing. What about Father? When can we see him? He'll be at the morgue by now. The medical examiner will speak to me, now that I'm operating under the court's authority. But if I stop to flash paperwork at every nurse and security guard with nothing better than to ask questions, I'll have to... What's that look for? You were Father's friend. Thank you again for reminding me. Aren't there people you'd like to speak with? Other friends who'd want to know? Bad news travels fast. I'm sure everyone in the country has heard about David by this point. But all that heartbreak shit did keep me pretty occupied these last few weeks, and I was never one to pry. If there was someone who could tell me more about David's personal life over the last several months, it'd be worth the effort in finding them. Do you have someone in mind? Maybe someone he met recently? He spoke about becoming close with someone this year, a musician. Now that you mention it, there was a something that David might have mentioned when we talked back. Wait, what? When we talked back in... I will begin a search. I've completed my search. I found nothing! Thanks for the old college try. Is that really the best you can do? Father was a private man, in person and online. With just a few letters and the fact that he was a musician, I'm afraid I don't have enough information to narrow down the results, Adonai. No, we have plenty of information. We just need the right person for the job. What kind of person is that? We'll find out next time! How about that? Look at that. Look at me. I'm so good. I'm so good at building suspense. Yeah. So I'm having a real good time with this so far. So far, everything about this is entirely up my alley. Like we've got the world building, we've still got the characters, we've got the dialogue is just still so snappy and so good. I love how dense the conversations are. Like, you're just really digging into stuff. Like, again, it's got that whole Ghost in the Shell kind of vibe, but it's got a little more character with it. It's less dry. It's got that dryness, but there's a little bit of extra sauce there, a little bit of gravy to move things along. And it's got wives, lots of wives. They're all, they're all good. So we are going to be back again, probably around 7 p.m. tomorrow. Sunday may be touch and go. Like, I will probably still want to play because I don't care about the Super Bowl, but I know that a lot of people probably have Super Bowl plans, so I don't know. Like, if anything, if I do stream Sunday, I will probably try to just do it maybe earlier in the day. And again, I probably will do that because again, this is a game that I've been looking forward to for a long time, and I'm excited to play it, and I'm going to try and play it as much as I possibly can. My only plans are nachos and chicken wings, and that won't take much time. Yeah, I'm gonna do nachos and chicken wings too, probably, and I'll probably just watch the halftime show to see if Kendrick plays Not Like Us, and then I'll probably do nothing else. But I figure if I do stream Sunday, it'll either be earlier in the day, It'll be earlier in the day, maybe, most likely. Unless something changes, but yeah, like I might do like yeah, God, I hope your plans are to suffer as little as possible. I really hate that you're sick. It sucks so bad. I hope you just get over it real quick. Just stay hydrated, eat a bunch of food, and just concentrate on feeling better. The worst part is always like the sinuses and the throat. Get you some Chloraseptic. Keep yourself feeling better. Who's streaming? And who's streaming? And you know what? Dr. Doobie's streaming Portal 2, one of the best games ever made. So we're gonna go raid him. All right. All right. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming by. Like I said, we will be back here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern for more of The Devil, Episode 1. And I hope you have a nice rest of your whatever it is, wherever you are. And we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.